record of 28-31. They're in fourth place in the American League East, 8.5 games back of the Yankees, but just 2 games back of both the Blue Jays and the Rays in the division. Also worth noting, they're 3.5 games back of both Cleveland and Seattle, who occupy the final wild card spots in the American League. They play Game 5 of their road trip in Game 2 of their series against the Atlanta Braves, who enter play today with a record of 26-30. They are also in fourth place in the National League East. They sit 9.5 games back of first place Philadelphia, but just half a game back of Washington for third in their division. Right now, they sit 5.5 games back of the final wild card spot in the NL, currently occupied by both St. Louis and San Francisco. Later on in the program, we'll catch up with World Series champion Will Middlebrooks. Plus, Will Fleming will sit down with the manager of the Boston Red Sox, Alex Cora, who I'm sure will have a bit more of a smile on his face today. We'll have the starting lineups, pitching matchup, lock of the game, and so much more. But first, let's do something fun and look back on last night's game. Game 1 of the series pitted Lucas Giolito against Grant Holmes. Both pitchers were facing the opposing lineups for the second time in the span of 3 starts, so you kind of wondered if both offenses would have an advantage in this one, and both offenses did indeed get in gear in the first inning. The Red Sox put 2 runners on with a Devers single and an Abreu walk, but could not push a run across. The Braves then put 2 runners on, and they would end up scoring. Matt Olson continued his trend of torching Giolito, driving in a run on an RBI single. That would be all the damage in the first, however, as Giolito would strike out back-to-back hitters to escape further damage. That was all the scoring until the top of the 4th, as after Abraham Toro reached base on a 2-out single, Trevor Story turned back the clock with this swing.
What a great spot this would be for Trevor Story to break out. He drives one high and deep into left field. He does break out. An absolute bomb. Trevor Story to Marietta. 2-run shot. And it is 2-1 Red Sox.
431 feet into the second deck in left field. Story's longest homer as a member of the Red Sox. Just his 3rd extra base hit in May, a swing he very much needed yesterday. That turned the game upside down. Now, normally that would be our play of the game, but I reserved that title for something truly remarkable that happened later on. We'll get to that. Meanwhile, it's 2-1 Boston until the 6th. Carlos Narvaez doubled with 1 out, and 2 batters later, who else but Abraham Toro delivered?
1-2. Pitch is drilled down the right field line. Trouble if fair. Hits way back. And it is fair off the wall. Narvaez scores. Toro's 3 for 3. Go, Bull, go. It's a 2-out RBI double, and the Red Sox lead it 3-1.
Go, Bull, go indeed. What a game for Abraham Toro. 3 for 4 at the plate, drove in a run, scored a run, and he also made one of the most incredible diving scoops at first base that we've seen in a while. He's now hitting .294 on the season, but .364 over his last 15 days. What a find he has been for the Red Sox with Tristan Casas done for the year. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Greg Weissert on the mound in a 2-run game with 2 outs and no one on. Sean Murphy hit a ball that seemed destined for left field and extra bases, but Marcelo Meyer, he had other ideas.
People always selling my merch without me knowing it.
1-2. Shot down the left field line. What a play by Marcelo Meyer. Diving back to his right. He just took extra bases away with a fist bump. Marcelo sends us to the 9th.
The details on this one were incredible. 101.2 miles an hour off the bat from Murphy, an expected batting average of .660 on that play based on the speed, the launch angle, location, all that, and a 5% out probability. And that's what made it the play of last night's game, brought to you by Nissan. Stay tuned after the game for the Nissan postgame show. Kickstart your summer with Nissan. These offers are going fast at the Nissan Summer Sales event. Shop your local Nissan store and NissanUSA.com. That play kept the game at 3-1 heading into the 9th, where the Red Sox would get back to work at the plate. Singles from Campbell and Rafaela set the table for Rafael Devers, who after a Jaron Duran fielder's choice would drive in 2 more runs to extend the lead to 4. Alex Cora would opt to bring in Aroldis Chapman in the now non-save situation, and he would be rewarded. 2 strikeouts and a foul out to the third baseman, and that was your ball game. 5-1 Red Sox, just the second time since May the 12th that Boston won a game by more than 2 runs. The other was that 19-5 rout of the Baltimore Orioles last Friday. Was it perfect? No. 14 strikeouts strikeouts for the Red Sox last night. 29th game this season with 10 or more strikeouts this season. Only the Angels have more such games than Boston this season. Also, Lucas Giolito's outing last night is the 21st time in 59 games that a Red Sox starter has failed to reach 5 innings. It was the 3rd straight start for Boston and the 6th time in the last 10 games. But the offense found its form earlier in the game than normal, a.k.a. before the 7th inning, and Alex Cora and company deployed the bullpen perfectly to pick up the win. That brings us to today, and today's pitching matchup is brought to you by Town Fair Tire. For the best prices on tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Today it's Walker Buehler for the Sox, 30-year-old right-hander out of Lexington, Kentucky. 8 games all starts for Buehler this season, a 4-2 record and a 3.95 ERA in 41 innings of work, 13 walks and 36 strikeouts. Buehler's made 2 starts since returning from injury. He lasted just 2 1/3 in his return against the Mets. No hits, no runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts before getting tossed by Mike Estabrook for doing nothing wrong, but we won't go too far down that rabbit hole here. He returned to the mound on May the 25th against the Orioles, went 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 2 walks and 3 strikeouts, gave up a home run through 85 total pitches. 3 road starts for Buehler this season. He has won each of his last 2. This is his first road start in the month of May, on the final day of May, so getting it in right under the wire. 5 games in his career against Atlanta for Buehler, 2-1 record, 2.97 ERA, one of 6 teams that Buehler has faced at least 5 times in his career, in which he also has a sub-3 ERA. So it's Buehler for the Red Sox against right-hander Spencer Schwellenbach, 25 years old, out of Saginaw, Michigan. Very exciting young pitcher. 11 games, all-star to 3-4 record, a 3.42 ERA, and 68 1/3 innings of work, 12 walks to go along with 60 strikeouts. He's the Braves innings leader so far this season, 2/3 of an inning ahead of old friend Chris Sale. Schwellenbach beat the Red Sox on May 18th. He allowed 4 runs in 7 innings in a 10-4 victory. 2 starts against Boston in his career, 1-1, 7.71 ERA. Last season was his rookie year, 123 2/3 innings as a rookie, 3.35 ERA. The numbers are relatively similar year over year. The whip has gone up slightly from 1.04 to 1.05. Strikeout to walk ratio down a touch from 5.52 to exactly 5, but still a very promising player. Good pitching matchup between 2 right-handers on hand today. Schwellenbach will throw today's first pitch at 4:10 p.m. Eastern, and first pitch is brought to you by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers, Boston's go-to injury attorney for over 30 years. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Call all 7s at 617-777-7777. There you go. That easy. Time now for today's starting lineups, brought to you by Herb Chambers. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars, we help people buy them. For the Red Sox, on the road, they lead off with Jarren Duran in left. Then Rafael Devers is your DH. Wilyer Abreu out in right field hitting 3rd, with Carlos Narvaez the catcher hitting in the cleanup spot. Marcelo Meyer back at 3rd base hitting 5th, with Abraham Toro. You got to put him back in the lineup. He is over at 1st and hitting 6th. Trevor Story at shortstop hitting 7th, with Christian Campbell at 2nd base hitting 8th. And Ceddanne Rafaela is in center field batting 9th in front of their starter, Walker Buehler. For the Braves, they are at home today, and they lead off with Ronald Acuna Jr. He is in right field. Drake Baldwin is catching and hitting 2nd. How about these 2 teams with their catchers both in the top 4 of their lineups, respectively? Marcell Ozuna is the DH. He's hitting 3rd. Matt Olson at 1st in the cleanup spot. Austin Riley at 3rd hitting 5th, with Ozzie Albies at 2nd base hitting 6th. Alex Verdugo is in left field hitting 7th. Michael Harris II is in center field hitting 8th. And Luke Williams is your shortstop, and he bats 9th. Couple quick roster moves to note for the Braves. They placed right-hander A.J. Smith-Shawver on the 60-day injured list with a torn UCL that is going to cost him the rest of the season. They also put outfielder Stuart Fairchild on the 10-day injured list with a dislocated pinky finger. They called up left-hander Dylan Dodd and outfielder Jose Azocar from AAA Gwinnett, and optioned right-hander Michael Peterson as well. No roster moves for the Red Sox, but Romy Gonzalez is in the lineup down in Worcester as he works his way back from injury. Also, as was told to the Baseball Isn't Boring guys earlier this afternoon, Red Sox Senior Director of Player Development Brian Abraham said of Roman Anthony, quote, "A lot of excitement coming in the next couple days, ... little tease." So do with that what you will. In the meantime, you can watch the Red Sox pregame show on Twitch. Just follow WEEI, brought to you by Subaru of New England. A little goes a long way in the 2020 Forester Hybrid. Learn more at SubaruofNewEngland.com. In 15 minutes or so, Will Fleming will sit down with Alex Cora. And Alex Cora on WEEI is brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Hurry in for your last chance to get employee pricing for all during the Great American Sales Event. That is very exciting. And speaking of exciting, coming up next, we'll send it out to the booth at Truist Park in Atlanta to catch up with Will Middlebrooks. I'm Dan Ball. This is the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable comfortable about tomorrow.
Test, test, check 1, 2. You know you need unique New York. You know you need unique New York. Does that sound all right? Ah, that's better. You can always tell something's missing when you get isolated results. Like AI that's only right for one of your systems. Get AI that can work across your data and applications. Learn more at IBM.com. The AI built for business. IBM.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
Lowe's knows you want the best for Dad this Father's Day. Help him take on any project with big deals on DeWalt. Right now, get a free XR 8 amp-hour battery when you buy select DeWalt tools. That's not all. Get up to 2 free select tools when you buy a select DeWalt 20-volt mixed battery kit. Maximum initial battery voltage measured without a work load is 20 volts. Nominal voltage is 18.
You're listening to Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. I'm Dan Ball. Thanks for joining us ahead of Game 2 between the Red Sox and the Braves out in Atlanta. We now set it out to the booth at Truist Park in Atlanta, where we're joined by World Series champion Will Middlebrooks. Will, I'm not sure if the guys got wind about the 3-man booth that you guys had assembled last night, but they really put together a nice effort for you guys.
You know what? Maybe that's what it takes. I'm trying to steal the TV booth's right next to us. I can try to steal Loomer back in here. We had a good time last night. It's always fun when they play well too.
It was great to listen to. You guys had the nice option on the Apple TV broadcast to switch over. I know a lot of people were doing that, and it was great to hear you guys call a win as well. And I got to ask you, your experience at the hot corner, that play Marcelo Meyer made in the 8th inning, can you give us a degree of difficulty on what he was able to do?
Well, it's just pure reaction, right? On balls like that are hit, over 100 miles an hour at you, it's just pure reaction. And you know what? Yeah, going from shortstop to third base and being somewhat inexperienced playing on the corner like that, the ball moves different. At shortstop, it's pretty much straight at you. It can have some sink and maybe they backspin it and you have to jump, but when you're playing third base, it's normally hooking away from you, so it always ends up a lot further than you think. So you have to kind of guess where it's going to end up, especially when it's hit that hard. That was just a really athletic play. He's looked very comfortable at third base. You always heard about his glove and his ability to pretty much play anywhere on the dirt where they put him, and I'll tell you what, so far so good.
Will, can you give us a snapshot of what Marcelo Meyer, and this extends to Christian Campbell as well, may be dealing with as guys who are now in their first season? They're put into a situation where fans are expecting a lot. What does the day-to-day look like for a rookie in that kind of situation?
Well, it's with Bregman not here, it's a little tougher, because I think Bregman's really good with the young guys and making them not only A, feel comfortable, but B, feel prepared when you're not accustomed to preparing for a big league game every day. A lot goes into it as far as video work, cage work, building a routine that works, sifting through all these metrics and analytics that the players are given, all this overload of information, but figuring out what works for you individually is really important to these guys as they figure out who they are as big leaguers and what they need to perform every day. So right now it's just coming in, number one, trying to be comfortable. I think that's pretty easy in this clubhouse with this coaching staff and the players in there. Like I said, it's just trying to get your feet wet in the big leagues, and Christian's always obviously ahead of where Marcelo is right now as far as just experience, and he's dealing with that first learning curve where he came up, he banged, he went off, and then the league adjusted. Now he's in the midst of trying to make that adjustment back on the fly, which is a really tough thing to do. I've been through that. A lot of players go through that. And Marcelo, not as hot, but I think we're going to find Marcelo to just be kind of like that, as Lou says, Cali cool. Just is very relaxed, not too up, not too down. He's going to play good defense. He's going to get some hits here and there. and he's going to be a pretty consistent player.
Certainly don't mind that mindset for a big leaguer. But you bring up the coaching staff. You've been around Alex Cora in the coaching staff a lot, certainly more so than any of us. There's been a lot of noise around this team this season from fans and media types like myself alike. So how important is the presence of a guy like Alex Cora at the top of it all and a team's ability to navigate the kind of season that they're having?
Well, the first thing they have to do is stay off Twitter.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's a tough world out there for Red Sox Twitter, and I learned that as a player pretty quickly.
Yep.
As Twitter was kind of starting to be a big deal when I was getting to the big leagues in 12, 13, 14 here in Boston, and you just have to trust the guys under the roof. You have to trust the work you put in, the preparation, and something I think's been interesting is, people saying there's no sense of urgency. And I actually think it's the complete opposite. And I think that is why we're seeing high leverage arms come in the game in the 5th and 6th innings instead of extending pitchers. Just because starting pitchers don't go 110 pitches, that doesn't mean it's a lack of urgency. It means you're actually treating it almost like a playoff game because there is a sense of urgency. There is a sense of wanting to bring a high leverage arm in that situation because the numbers. You look at the Giolito and Olsen matchup last night. When you would love to see Giolito throw 100 pitches, but guess what? Olsen's was 7 for 13 off him with 4 homers, and he didn't have his best command last night. So why would you let him face that guy again? And you bring in the lefty Wilson, you get the job done. So there is a sense of urgency. It's not always what people think a sense of urgency is, but they're putting in the work. The preparation's there, and they've been, unfortunately, in all these one-run games, it's been a pitch or two here or there that's been turning these games for these guys.
We're talking with Will Middlebrooks, who had a Game 2 Red Sox and the Atlanta Braves. On the topic of the pitching with Walker Buehler on the mound today, Red Sox starters, as you talk about, they haven't been getting through the 5th inning the last couple of times around. The bullpen has been taxed. Second most innings pitched in the month of May for the bullpen. So given the current dynamic of the starting rotation, Houck is out, Crawford is out. We know what's going on with Brian Bayo. How important is Walker Buehler and a healthy Walker Buehler to the Red Sox equation?
Yeah, it's very important, right? Because Fitz isn't fully extended yet because he only had that one rehab start where he threw 3 innings and he's had one start here. Bayo you made a good point. He's just not covering a lot of innings right now. It's not that they don't want to overextend him. I just don't think they trust him right now. I don't think he has enough command that they're going to allow him to face a lineup a third time through when he's not commanding any of his pitches very, very often. So Walker Buehler is important, not only on the bump every 5 days, but behind closed doors. He's a winner. He's been in big games. He's pitched in big spots. He's been around this league long enough where he can really, rub shoulders with these guys, talk ball with them behind closed doors at dinners, in the clubhouse, on the bench during games, and make a big difference in that aspect as well.
Do the Red Sox have enough of those veteran voices to help a group navigate a season like they're having right now?
Yeah, but voices only take you so far. You need production.
Right.
So, it's like being like, oh, he's a great guy, but being a great guy doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna produce and win ball games. And at the end of the day, it's about winning. So I think they have to get through this month and a half, 2 months without Alex Bregman, try to fill in. They need some of these guys to get hot. Trevor Story's got to get going. Christian Campbell's got to figure it out again. Rafi's doing everything possible. And I'm over the whole infield, playing the first, third. I don't care if he's hitting. That's what he's paid for. And we don't have to get into that because we've kind of beaten that into the ground anyways. But what he's doing offensively is exactly why he's making the money he is. So if he keeps producing, I don't think anybody's going to have much more to say about that.
All I can tell you, Will, is that when I came in, the baseball isn't boring guys were on the air and the lines were jammed. And there was one topic on the subject line, Devers. So I'm right there with you. We can leave that one there. Before we let you go so you can continue your prep for today's game, some called it the Abraham Toro game yesterday. You so eloquently talked about him grabbing the bull by the horns to fill your dad joke quota for the day. So I got to ask, he's jumping in a situation that is not advantageous in the revolving door that is for space. But what's jumped out about his game recently that's had him playing so well?
He's getting big hits in big spots in the 7th, 8th, 9th innings, maybe extra innings. There's been a lot of extra inning games as well. But he's controlling his at-bats. He's not chasing out on. He's not trying to do too much. He's not going to be an elite defender over there, but you just need him to be serviceable and be average and make all the plays he's supposed to make, and I think so far he has. There's been a couple plays early on where, tough balls between first and second where you're trying to make that read, and that's just inexperience. But as long as he's out there getting his work in and continuing to get a little bit better every day, just be serviceable over there and have good at-bats, and that's all you can ask for right now.
Well, there you go. That's it right there. The voice you've been hearing is that of Will Middlebrooks. He and Will Fleming will have the call of the game this afternoon. Will, always great to catch up with you, my friend. Have a fantastic call. We'll talk to you again line.
Yeah, let's get another win, huh?
That sounds good to me. Sounds good. And the two-man booth for the time being. We'll see if you can steal Lou, but appreciate the time.
See you guys.
That's our chat with Will Middlebrooks here on the Mass Mutual pregame show. And up next, Will Fleming will sit down with the manager of the Red Sox, Alex Cora, presented by your New England Ford dealers. I'm Dan Ball. This is the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow.
Sometimes when life brings you change, you also have to change your health coverage. Like when you're having a baby, or getting married, or turning 26 and aging off your parents' plan, or even when you're no longer covered by insurance you had through your job. At HealthSource RI, we can help you change coverage to keep up with these life changes and others. Learn about all the life events and changes that may qualify you for health coverage at healthsourceri.com.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
Don't miss the biggest Maytag sale of the year at Lowe's. You'll find the Maytag appliances you need when you need them at a great price. Plus, when you buy 2 select laundry appliances, you'll get up to a $100 bonus via instant rebate. Shop Maytag at Lowe's. We help, you save. Offer valid through 5/31. See store for pricing and offer details. Advertise savings on all major Maytag appliances through Maytag.com and participating retailers. Prices may vary. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Dominate your fantasy baseball league with Fantasy Baseball Today, part of the CBS Sports Podcast Network. Join Scott White, Chris Towers, and me, Frank Stamfel, every weekday as we recap every player from every game. We'll get you the latest news, waiver wire ads and drops, trades to make, prospect promotions, and everything else you need to take down your league. Follow and listen to Fantasy Baseball Today on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Parents, is your child ready to take their game to the next level? If so, listen to the Next Pitch podcast to give you the tools to raise a champion. We'll cover everything from nutrition to training to mental toughness. Follow Next Pitch on the Odyssey app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Huge news. Right now at Wendy's, you can get a Son of Baconator for just $3. I don't think you understand this situation. The Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. You know, smoked bacon, rich melted cheese. That Son of Baconator is only $3. Thank you to whoever wished upon that star. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii, not valid on a combo or in third-party delivery platform.
Memorial Day deals are here at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off select major appliances, including Samsung. Plus, save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances, $396 or more. Like the Samsung Bespoke French Door Refrigerator, featuring beverage center and dual ice maker. Shop at Lowe's today. We help, you save. Valid 5/15 through 6/18. Selection varies by location. Total savings varies based on purchase amount. See Lowe's.com for details.
Sometimes historic events suck. But what shouldn't suck is learning about history. I do that through storytelling. History That Doesn't Suck is a chart-topping history podcast created by me, Professor Greg Jackson. Listen to History That Doesn't Suck on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stings that just will never come out.
Going down in the real exchange.
Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed. Do you think astronauts fight over elbow room? Probably. Because advanced tech doesn't always mean more space. Until now. Introducing the Hyundai Ioniq 9, a 3-row electric SUV with over 300 miles of range, ultra-fast charging capability, and lots of space. The all-new Hyundai Ioniq 9. Space in an EV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Ioniq 9 is available in extremely limited quantities at select dealers in select states only. EPA estimated range based on fully charged battery. For comparison purposes only. Actual range will vary based on several factors.
This is Alex Cora. You are listening to the home of the Red Sox, WEEI.
Welcome back to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. I'm Dan Ball. Thanks for joining us ahead of Game 2 between the Red Sox and the Braves out in Atlanta. And before every game, we interview Red Sox manager Alex Cora. And Alex Cora on WEEI is brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Hurry in for your last chance to get employee pricing for all during the Great American Sales Event. Here is Alex Cora sitting down with our own Will Fleming.
Game 2 in Atlanta with the manager, Alex Cora. This is a stupid game that we both love so much, Alex, because last night had so many of the elements that some of these one-run losses have had, and yet you get a big hit here and there and you win a game. It's just the nature of this sport, isn't it?
Let's call it interesting. But I think the guys, they play hard. We made some plays defensively. I know they hit ball hard, but Lucas did enough, right? Big strikeout against Acuna. Willie comes in, gives a big out, and then after that, Whitlock was amazing. Weiser did a good job. Bernie got the big out, and the big guy got 3 outs at the end, and it's not easy. At one point I was like, here we go again, and I need to stop thinking that way, to be honest with you. But it felt good to win the game. I think, we did enough offensively, although, we struck out a lot, but we put some good at-bats, and we ran the bases well, and ended up winning the game.
Life as a big league manager is a crazy thing, and I know you got to have belief in yourself. You got to have faith in the ownership that believes in you. Last night, the Giolito move, the Refsnyder move, we were both saying on the radio, like in the moment, these are clearly the right choices, but it's out of your control once you make those decisions. How long in your managerial career did it take you to just trust your gut and go with it no matter the result?
Yeah, it was Joe Kelly, Game 1 in Tampa, my first game ever.
People love that, didn't they?
Oh, it was over. It was over. My career was over. He needs a new job, but it was at the 7th inning or 8th inning of Game 1 against Tampa. Joe came in and gave it up. It was a blown save, and, it was the right move, and it didn't work, but we stayed with we were consistent with the decision-making, and that's what you got to do. At the end of the day, if you do the right thing for the team, good things are going to happen. And yesterday, we felt like that was enough for Lucas. It was a good matchup with Justin. And, ref with bases loaded against lefty will do that 10 out of 10 times. And I bet the result is not going to be that. And you stay disciplined and trust the process, trust the talent that you have. And, at the end, hope for the best.
One swing changed this game, and it came off the bat of a guy who so badly needed it. We've talked a lot about Trevor. What were you feeling? Lou said on the air, felt like bricks were falling off his shoulders as he rounded the bases. I felt that too. What were you seeing in the dugout? What a big swing from him.
Yeah, it was big. It was big, and I think after the game I told the reporters, we need to do a better job not to go to the batter's box with him because he's very heavy, 26 guys, So... just like I told you yesterday, I was very honest, we need him. Yep. This is not like, oh, well, we work it out now. We need Trevor Story to produce offensively. That's the reason he's here. That's the reason hopefully we can hit him higher in the lineup. And yesterday was a big swing. He put some good at-bats too. I know he struck out 3 times. There was one that it was a backdoor sinker at 98 on top of the corner. You tip your hat to that. And there was another one with Johnson, usually, 75% breaking balls. He threw fastballs to him. But in those, we tip the hat and we move on. But we talked about it the other day. the bats are better, since Milwaukee. He took his walks. He got a few base hits against the lefties. And yesterday, that was a huge swing.
Your pinky and index fingers are getting a little tired, I would imagine. How often you have to put the bull sign up for Abraham Toro? I mean, this guy, Alex, it's one of those stories, whether it's Yu Chang for a little spell. We've had some of these guys. Franchi got hot for a little bit. He is doing a lot of things for your club right now.
Yeah, one thing he's doing is playing good defense at first base, too. That play he made yesterday was outstanding. There's no panic. One thing about Toro, been there on that, right? And he played in one of the best organizations in the big leagues with the Houston Astros. He learned from a lot of good players over there. He was part of a team that they missed Alex Bregman for 50 games, right? And he understands that this is his chance, to help us win games, and he's doing that.
10 feet in front of us right now, Marcelo Myers can ground balls at third. He made a game-changing play. That diving grab, security guard loved it. He just absolutely has a flat heart rate, doesn't he? He acts like he's been here for years.
Yeah, defensively, man. It's just the footwork, the hands, the pulse, right? He's able to slow it down. And for a rookie, that's impressive, We can put him at second, we put him short, we can put him at third, and we're going to feel very comfortable with him. And offensively, we know what he can do. It's just a matter of help him out, right? Walk him through the process and understand, that's the big leagues and they're going to do certain things a little bit different than in the minor leagues. But we've been very happy with the way he has played.
I feel like 4 or 5 times a year, Alex, I say Mike Brenly is the best video guy in the game. And because he does it every time you challenge, it feels like he gets it right. Can you talk us through, was that a know that he's on the bag, or it's worth taking a chance right here?
No, I think it was, I know, there was conviction. Ramon right away, he said, challenge it. And I can tell sometimes, when Ramon is like, but there was conviction about it, and then you look at the play, and it was right there. And Mikey, the last few years have been pretty solid. When and when not to, and that was a game-changing play yesterday.
I sort of wondered out loud whether the 4K cameras for Apple make it easier, because it was like frame by frame. Don't you think the technology helps you get that call?
I believe so. And where we at now as a society with technology, we should get more of those.
Chapman, Slayton, you're trying to save one or the other. Is that why you go Weissert instead of Slayton in that spot? Are you just trying to manage the bullpen after this rough stretch?
No, we're going through a few things right now, and there's a few guys that are banged up, So yesterday, he got down to Chapman, Birdie, and obviously we're not going to leave Chapman at the end, So we needed to go to him. It just happened that we were up 4, but it felt good. It felt good with the big man up there.
Narvaez, he keeps swinging it, and he keeps doing the right things behind the plate. Like the Whitlock outing is a perfect example of it, where the changeup is not right, and he just says, you're going to throw your fastball in counts you otherwise wouldn't. What can you say about his growth behind the plate calling games?
No, he's good. And obviously communication is very important, and he gets it. One thing we're pushing him to do is things like that. Don't be afraid to go on the mound. Yeah. If you call a pitch and they shook you off and you think that's the pitch, take the visit. I think it's very important to have both guys with conviction, even if it's the wrong pitch, than having, split decisions on one pitch, right? And that's something I learned from Yadi Molina. And, the pitchers always talk about the conviction behind the pitch, right? And Yadi will call something, and they were like, yes, yes, yes. And sometimes it was the wrong pitch. But because you have conviction, you execute it and got people out.
How about Walker today? Where is he in terms of his buildup? Because he said to us he thought it'd be a little short last time, and it was. How far can he go today?
I think he's in a good spot. I think it's about being efficient early on. We talk about his misses, and he feels that his misses are a little bit too big right now. We have to limit walks, but he's a full go.
I love his mindset on the mound, don't you?
Yes. The guy competes. He's excited about the opportunity today of winning a big league series, right, and putting himself in a spot to sweep tomorrow with the big boy. And obviously then there's the next one. It's going to be exciting for him in New York.
We appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Will.
Always great to listen to Will with Alex Cora. Even a little bit better with the organ in the background. I don't know why that added a little extra detail to the conversation today, but it made it feel so great. Like I'm ready for baseball now after hearing that. How about the date that Alex Cora brought up too? May 29th, 2018 at Tampa Bay. His first game match with the Red Sox. Just a little Red Sox nostalgia. Chris Sale now with the Atlanta Braves. 6 innings, 1 hit and no runs with 3 walks and 9 strikeouts. Then a clean inning from Matt Barnes. You go to Joe Kelly, a third of an inning, gives up a hit and 3 walks, 4 runs. And here's a name that you could use for your immaculate grid. Carson Smith ends up getting the blown save at the back end of the bullpen. Alex Colomé gets the save. Chris Archer started for the Tampa Bay Rays on that day. So what did that loss mean exactly? Nothing, because after going 0-1, that team went 9-1, and then they were 17-2 by April the 20th, 2018, and then we all knew what happened there. So a fun look down Red Sox memory lane there in 2018 from Alex Cora. But an interesting note about Trevor Story. We talked with Will Middlebrooks just a moment ago about the impact of veteran leadership and how you can't just have somebody in the clubhouse who is being the rallying cry. I think that's what makes a player like Rob Refsnyder so interesting, because he is known as a leader, vocal leader on this team, a veteran leader, but then he steps up almost seemingly every chance he gets and does something with the bat. So you're hoping that Trevor Story, who was supposed to be, it seems to be a healthy 5th to 6th hitter behind at the time Tristan Casas in this lineup. So you're hoping that you can get a little something from him. It seems like he and Marcelo Meyer will be that side of the infield for quite a little while. But always great again to hear Will's chats with Alex Cora, getting you ready for Game 2, Red Sox and the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget, you can watch the Red Sox pregame show on Twitch. Just follow WEEI, and that's brought to you by Subaru and Subaru of New England. A little love goes a long way in the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid. Learn more at SubaruofNewEngland.com. I'm Dan Ball. This is the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow.
Memorial Day deals are here at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off select major appliances, including Samsung. Plus, save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances $396 or more, like the Samsung Bespoke French Door Refrigerator featuring beverage center and dual ice maker. Shop at Lowe's today. We help, you save. Valid 5/15 through 6/18. Selection varies by location. Total savings varies based on purchase amount. See Lowe's.com for details.
I'm Emma Greed, and I'm the host of the Aspire podcast, a show where I talk to the world's most brilliant minds about building the life of your dreams. Listen to and follow Aspire with Emma Greed, an Odyssey podcast, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
Juvederm collection of fillers.
I have lots of sides. My own the room side. My fiery side. My one step ahead side. I have lots of sides, and every side is me.
Juvederm collection of fillers. For every side of you. Add volume to specific areas of the face to get smooth, natural-looking, long-lasting results. For more important safety information and to find a licensed specialist, visit Juvederm.com. That's JUVEDERM.com. Not for people with severe allergic reactions, allergies to lidocaine, or the proteins used in Juvederm. Common side effects include injectness, swelling, pain, tenderness, firmness, lumps, bumps, bruising, discoloration, or itching. There's a risk of unintentional injection into a blood vessel, which can cause vision abnormalities, blindness, stroke, temporary scabs, or scarring. Talk to a licensed specialist to find out if it's right for you.
Don't miss the biggest Maytag sale of the year at Lowe's. You'll find the Maytag appliances you need when you need them at a great price. Plus, when you buy 2 select laundry appliances, you'll get up to a $100 bonus via instant rebate. Shop Maytag at Lowe's. We help, you save. Offer valid through 5/31. See store for pricing and offer details. Advertise savings on all major Maytag appliances through Maytag.com and participating retailers. Prices may vary. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Ask your smart speaker to play 93.7 WEEI. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Welcome back to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. I'm Dan Ball. Thanks for joining us. Ahead of Game 2 between the Red Sox and the Braves out in Atlanta, about 20 minutes away from first pitch. In every game, we have the New England Chevy Dealers question of the day together. We drive. You can listen for the discussion during the broadcast and make sure you follow at Sox Booth on Twitter or X to get the question. Today's question, aside from Chapman and Slayton, who is the key to the Sox bullpen? Weissert, Whitlock, Bernardino, and Wilson are your four options. So make sure you follow us at Sox Booth on Twitter. You can weigh in. The guys will be weighing in on that discussion. And based on the trend the last couple weeks for the Red Sox, you may see all four of those relievers at one point or another as the Red Sox go for their second straight win against the Atlanta Braves. Let's move on, and it's time for a Subaru of New England scoreboard update. A little goes a long way in the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid. Learn more at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Two games that are already in action here on this Saturday afternoon. Bottom of the sixth, no score between the Chicago Cubs and the Cincinnati Reds. Reds won that game yesterday afternoon. Right now, it's a higher scoring affair. Top of the second in Toronto, 5-4. The Sacramento, no longer Oakland, possibly Las Vegas Athletics are leading the Toronto Blue Jays. So the road team up to bat, leading by a run, 5-4. So if you had the over in that game, congratulations. You might have cashed it already. Coming up, a bunch of games in the 4 o'clock slate that we'll get to right now. Milwaukee Brewers 30-28 taking on the 36-21 Philadelphia Phillies. Jesus Luzardo and Chad Patrick, who the Red Sox saw at the tail end of their series out in Milwaukee. Philadelphia, a one-game lead in a very entertaining NL East right now is the New York Mets 35-22. They also play in the 4 o'clock window, hosting the 9-48 Colorado Rockies. Kodai Senga, Antonio Senzatella, the matchup out in Queens today. Elsewhere in the 4 o'clock window, St. Louis Cardinals 32-25 up against the 28-30 Texas Rangers. Rangers and the Red Sox, very similar in terms of expectation versus reality. Two teams that were kind of picked to be in the ALCS by some, not all, but some, still having sub-500 start to the season. White Sox at 18-39 against the equally disappointing Baltimore Orioles. They are 20-36. Out in the NL, the Miami Marlins 22-33 against the San Francisco Giants 32-25. The Braves are hunting down the Giants in that NL wildcard picture. The Houston Astros 31-26 up against the 29-28 Tampa Bay Rays. So Red Sox fans may kind of be Houston Astros fans today as you try to jockey through some of the moving parts right now in the American League. Two more games in the 4 o'clock window. Detroit at 38-20 against the 30-28 Kansas City Royals out in KC. Tarek Skubal 5-2, 2.49 ERA up against Michael Wacha 3-4, 3.21 ERA. Very good pitching matchup in that one. And the last one, the Angels at 26-30 against the Cleveland Guardians 30-26. Also, of course, the marquee game that everybody is watching right now. The Yankees at 35-21 against the Dodgers. That is a great series happening out in LA. A rematch of the 2024 World Series. And that's a little difficult for Red Sox fans to sort through. Who the heck do you root for in that series? I guess you pick the Dodgers, but I digress. And move on to today's starting lineups, brought to you by Herb Chambers. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars. We help people buy them. With the Red Sox, they lead off Jaron Duran in left field, then Rafael Devers, your DH, hitting second. Wilyer Abreu out in right field, hitting third, with Carlos Narvaez, your catcher, in the cleanup spot. Marcelo Meyer is back at third base. How about that? The heart rate right at zero, as was described by Will Fleming. Very good way to describe the way that Marcelo Meyer plays the game as a rookie, just playing his first handful of games in the bigs. Anyways, he is hitting fifth at third. Abraham Toro back at first. He's hitting sixth, with Trevor Story at shortstop hitting seventh. Christian Campbell at second base hitting eighth. And Cedar Rafaela is your center fielder, and he bats ninth in front of Walker Buehler in his 4-2 record in 8 starts this season. For the Atlanta Braves, they are at home, and they lead off with Ronald Acuna Jr. He is in right field. Drake Baldwin is catching and hitting second, with Marcell Ozuna, your DH, hitting third. Matt Olson is at first base in the cleanup spot, with Austin Riley at third base hitting fifth. Ozzy Albies is at second base hitting sixth. Alex Verdugo out in left field hitting seventh. Michael Harris, the second, is in center field hitting eighth. And then Luke Williams is your shortstop, and he bats ninth. The pitching matchup once again for today, in case you missed it earlier on in the show, Walker Buehler, 8 games, all starts, 4-2 record, a 3.95 ERA, and 41 innings, 13 walks, 36 strikeouts. 3 road starts for Buehler this season. He has won each of his last 2. He goes against 25-year-old right-hander Spencer Schwellenbach out of Saginaw, Michigan. 11 games, all starts, a 3-4 record, and a 3.42 ERA in 68 1/3 innings, 12 walks, and 60 strikeouts for Schwellenbach this season. One more thing to get to before we let you go and get you out to Truist Park. The lock of the game presented by Interlock Roofing. Never re-roof again. NewEnglandMetalRoofing.com. As I was driving in and listening to the Baseball Isn't Boring guys, I heard one name and one name only coming from the callers on that program. That was Rafael Devers. Devers hit a grand slam off of Spencer Schwellenbach when they faced off at Fenway Park. He has 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, and a 2,100 OPS in 5 at-bats against Schwellenbach in his career. He also has hits in 3 straight and a 370 batting average in the month of May. So I am riding with Rafael Devers for my lock of the game. He is plus 110 to have 1.5, over 1.5 total bases today. Total bases, again, referring to the number of bases gained by a batter through his hits. So single, double, triple, homer, you get the deal. He now has a 3-game hit streak, had 2 total bases last night. So we're riding with Raffy. Looks like after the Alex Bregman injury, kind of went through a bit of a slump figuring out the protection as other pitchers were figuring out how to pitch around Rafael Devers. Looks like he's finding a way to get on base and productive despite not having Bregman behind him. So I am riding with Rafael Devers over 1.5 total bases today as my lock of the game, brought to you by Interlock Roofing. Never re-roof again. NewEnglandMetalRoofing.com. One more thing to get to. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEIFM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
All right, that'll just about do it. You've been listening to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. Coming up next, Will Fleming and Will Middlebrooks have the call of Game 2 between the Red Sox and the Atlanta Braves on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
You've been listening to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Mass Mutual, insurance, planning, investments. The Red Sox are coming up next on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
The South Coast Health, Heart, and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health, Heart, and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
Don't miss the biggest Maytag sale of the year at Lowe's. You'll find the Maytag appliances you need when you need them at a great price. Plus, when you buy 2 select laundry appliances, you'll get up to a $100 bonus via instant rebate. Shop Maytag at Lowe's. We help, you save. Offer valid through 5/31. See store for pricing and offer details. Advertise savings on all major Maytag appliances through Maytag.com and participating retailers. Prices may vary. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Sometimes historic events suck. But what shouldn't suck is learning about history. I do that through storytelling. History That Doesn't Suck is a chart-topping history podcast created by me, Professor Greg Jackson. Listen to History That Doesn't Suck on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Parents, is your child ready to take their game to the next level? If so, listen to the Next Pitch podcast to give you the tools to raise a champion. We'll cover everything from nutrition to training to mental toughness. Follow Next Pitch on the Odyssey app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6812. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6812. That's 800-575-6812. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Craftsman Days are here at Lowe's with big savings on the tools you need. Save $100 on the Craftsman V26 Tool Power Tool Combo Kit, now at $199. No matter what the project is, Craftsman's high-quality, high-performance products empower you to build on. Stop by your nearest Lowe's store and check out the full line of Craftsman tools today. Valid through 6/18 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
You know how you always want to know about everyone else's money? On the podcast What We Spend, guests will, for 1 week, tell us everything they spend their money on.
My son slammed $6 worth of blueberries in 5 minutes.
And everything that makes them feel.
I want to own a house. I want to have a child. But this morning, I really wanted a coffee.
Because at the end of the day, money is always about more than your balance. Listen to and follow What We Spend, an Odyssey original podcast. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at Xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
This is Red Sox baseball.
Can you believe it?
On the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
And the left field, adios. Sale winds, he fires. Swing and a miss, strike three, it's over. And the Red Sox win on a wall double by Devers. Jump on his back, fellas, the Red Sox win.
The Red Sox on WEEI are brought to you by Shaws and Star Market, the official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network. Subaru of New England. Find your authorized Subaru retailer at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Mass Mutual, insurance, planning, investments. Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
And that ball is gone into the front row of the monster seats.
Drains by James. Eastern Mass's choice for drain cleaning and pipelining. Arbella. Here for good.
Devers is homered in 5 straight.
Buy Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. Ford Trucks. Official truck of the Boston Red Sox.
Strike three, a no-hitter. 23-year-old Trey Buchholz has no-hit the Baltimore Orioles.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Sponsored by Town Fair Tire. For the best prices on tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Duran will score.
Dig Safe. Click digsafe.com or call 811 before you dig. Cape Cod Lumber. Find the lumber for your next project. cclco.com.
Way back. Grand slam.
Citgo. Club Citgo can save you money every day. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. 110 Grill. Gluten-free dining done right. CNS Wholesale Grocers.
It's gone. Into the bullpen.
Brought to you by FindMassMoney.gov. The Department of Veteran Affairs. Hackman Wealth Partners. Boston's premier retirement planning specialist. Herb Chambers. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars, we help people buy them. Interlock Metal Roofing. Visit NewEnglandMetalRoofing.com. Never re-roof again.
Swing and a miss. He got him. Battle won by House.
McFarland Energy, the region's most dependable provider of home heating oil delivery, as well as expert HVAC services at McFarlandEnergy.com. Northern Bank, your partner for growth.
Here's the throw. Roberts dives, and he is safe.
And by Verizon Wireless, the network Boston relies on. New England Chevy dealers. Together, let's drive.
Goodbye, Christian Campbell.
Now, with all the play-by-play action, here's Will Fleming and Will Middlebrooks.
On a warm and summery Atlanta Saturday afternoon, we welcome you to Truist Park, where today the Boston Red Sox play Game 2 of a 3-game set with the Atlanta Braves. Last night, a thrilling win highlighted by some breakout performances. Trevor Story and Abraham Toro top of the list for the Red Sox. And today, the Sox look to make it 2 in a row with Walker Buehler on the mound. Spencer Schwellenbach counters for the Atlanta Braves, who continue their disappointing start to the season. They're 3 games behind the 500 mark and way back in the NL East. The Red Sox trying to build momentum today and make it 2 in a row in Atlanta. Along with Will Middlebrooks, I'm Will Fleming, as we set a gaze on the beautiful Truist Park scenery here, Will. And last night was such a crazy night here in this yard. The Sox made mistakes, but they won a big, crucial video review. They got just enough from Lucas Giolito. Big swing from Story. Great effort from Toro. Alex Cora runs it back with the exact same lineup. And why not trying to build a little momentum from last night?
Yeah, kind of an all-around good win, right? Giolito didn't have his best stuff. He had okay stuff. I thought Cora did a good job of going to Justin Wilson against Olsen there in that 5th inning. And then the bullpen took over and threw the ball really well last night.
Chapman and Weissert were the headliners in the high-leverage spots. The Red Sox will see what they get from Buehler here today, with Garrett Crochet waiting in the wings on a Sunday afternoon. Time now for the national anthem. Don't go to the refrigerator. Do not get a drink. You will miss it if you blink. Here comes our fastest national anthem of the year, brought to you by BuildSubmarines.com, where you'll find stable, sustaining, skilled trades careers helping bring the next generation of the U.S. Navy submarines to life. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
You see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare and the bombs bursting in air gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Beautiful job by some young kids here in the capital city of Georgia. The Red Sox and the Braves getting set for Game 2 of this 3-game series. And the Red Sox are nothing if not superstitious. Jason Varitek brings the lineup card out again. A man who knows a thing or two about the Peach State. Walker Buehler, Spencer Schwellenbach on the mound. Walt Weiss brings out the Braves uni and lineup card. They got the City Connects on, old school throwbacks with that cursive A on a spectacular tri-colored hat. Will, the Red Sox last night swing from Trevor Story, and you've been in clubhouses like the one that they find themselves in today, where you lose 5 straight. The world feels like it's caving in on you. Media speculating about job security, all this insanity around this team. Can a win like last night settle the club down and help them take off?
Well, you almost have to just find a way to use all this noise as fuel to your fire, kind of an us against the world type thing. And that's the way you have to look at it. Like, hey, no one believes in us. Everyone thinks we're done. We lost a couple big bats in the middle of our lineup. We have all this noise around our ball club and our manager and all this and that. You know what? Let's go prove the world wrong. And that's what you have to, that's the angle you have to take. And you know what? That was a good win. It's, you come into this stadium and beat this team. I don't want to say a good team. They're not playing good baseball right now. but they have lineup full of stars, and in that case, you beat a tough team last night.
They are loaded, and it feels like only a matter of time before the Braves get going. We focused on it last night, and we will continue to do it, Will, because Trevor's story is so integral to everything the Red Sox hope to do and hope to be. Alex Cora told us in the pregame show, we have to have him be better. He's got to handle the fastball. Now, he hit the slider out last night, but they want him to hit in the middle of the order. It's so important, especially with Bregman out. How big is it if the Red Sox can get Story going?
Yeah, I mean, he had the homer on a mistake backup slider that was in or third. I don't know if that pitch is away from him if he gets to it. He's still struggling with the pitch away from him and catching up to fastballs. He hit 160 in May with 33 strikeouts. He had 3 extra base hits. That's not going to do it. The defense hasn't been as elite as it has been in the past. It actually has been pretty mediocre based off the metrics. So, to your point, he's a very important piece, especially with Bregman and Casas down.
Well, Spencer Schwellenbach, Braves onto the diamond. They got the home City Connect white unis on the Red Sox in the traveling grays. Mr. Middlebrooks, how about today's starting lineups?
The lineups brought to Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Start with your Boston Red Sox. Jarren Duran atop that lineup, leading off in left field with Rafi Devers at DH. William Abreu in the 3-hole. He'll be in right field with Carlos Narvaez hitting cleanup behind him. He'll do the catching. Marcelo Meyer, he'll be at third base. Abraham Toro, the Bull, after a great game last night, he'll be at first base again. Trevor Story at short. Kristen Campbell, couple hits last night. Hardline drive in the right. That was good to see. Cedar Rafael in the 9-hole in center field. For the Atlanta Braves, Ronald Acuna Jr. top that lineup in right field. Drake Baldwin to do the catching. Marcelo Ozuna at the DH spot with Matt Olson at first. Austin Riley at third base. Ozzie Albies at second. We'll say old friend Alex Verdugo in left field with Michael Harris at second and center. And Luke Williams filling in at shortstop. He'll be in the 9-hole.
Well, Phil Cuzzy does not mess around. He's got the home plate duties here tonight. I guess it's technically still the afternoon. Cuzzy at home plate. Tony Rendazzo, the first base umpire. The crew chief, Dan Bellino, at second. And Clint Vondrek is the third base umpire. Here we go. Duran did not get into the action yesterday for the Red Sox. However, he has been an igniter. He leads it off for the Red Sox. Game 2 of 3 with the Atlanta Braves. Speed Report brought to you by Verizon. Get to your local Verizon store today to check out the latest deals. Spencer Schwellenbach has been really good. He's got a lot of strikeouts, not many walks. From the first base side of the rubber, the abbreviated one throws, and Duran takes a fastball outside for ball 1. We are underway.
Schwellenbach feeling good, 98 out of the chute. He's averaged a little under that on the season.
Duran takes ball 2, a fastball high 77 degrees, right on time at 4:10. Time attempt brought to you by Hatfield Marinated Porter. Great to have John Kramer with us today. The 2-0 is a fastball pouring in there for a strike. 60 strikeouts for Schwellenbach. I very much enjoy saying that name. 6'1", 200-pounder, 24 years old. The 2-1, swing and a miss. He's stuck with a fastball. That one 98, and it's 2-2.
Schwellenbach, not a great name for the back of a jersey. And that comes from a guy with 12 letters in his last name.
You're right? Almost in the Salta Lamacchia club.
Oh, what's Salty? What is that, 14?
Yeah. And it's shoulder blade to shoulder blade. 2-2. Leading off the game, Duran, the pitch. Hard ground ball on the right side. Actually kind of jammed him. Albies to his left. He throws the second baseman, retires Jarren. And there's one away.
That was 99. It's warm. The arm's feeling good. Ball jumping out of Schwellenbach's hand. He knows how important it is when the Red Sox score first. They win a lot more games.
Devers comes to the plate with one down and the bases empty. It's a little overcast. It's not blue skies. Kind of a constant cloud cover as Devers takes a fastball outside for ball 1. Rafi is doing things that very few hitters have done really in this millennium. He takes a fastball that misses inside, and it's 2-0 in terms of strikeouts and walks and homers and hits. 291, 12 homers, 52 driven in. Pitch is taken for a ball. It's outside, and it's 3-0.
He's been locked in, right? And it's not just the way the ball's coming off his bats, the way he's laying off pitches just out of the zone. He's taking his walks. He's second in all of baseball in walks.
3-0 is a strike. He thought about offering it that, but laid off, and it's now 3-1. Our buddy Red Sox Stats had a great compilation of Raffy over the last 26 games. The 3-1 is another strike. Ball cutter. It's 3-2. 26 games. Raffy's got 36 hits, 33 driven in, 21 walks, and 20 strikeouts. That is kind of an obscure compilation, but he joined some utterly elite company. 3-2 to Raffy. The pitch is hard on the ground to second. Albies has another when he gloves and throws to first in time. That'll disappoint Raffy, having been ahead 3-0, but Schwellenbach has come back to get the first two.
Yeah, and in those hitters counts, the 3-0, the 3-1, they weren't exactly great pitches to hit either. They were 95, 96 mile per hour backdoor cutters, just well executed. Sometimes you have to tip your cap.
Flintstones again. Greets Willier. Abreu. 2 down, bases empty. The pitch is a beauty. Fastball in there. 99 miles an hour.
I mean, that is way up. I mean, he averages around 97 normally.
0-1. Pitch to Willier. Fouled off. I mean, it's this guy's bread and butter, the fastball, Will. You figure that's just what Abreu's going to see here.
Totally, and he's going to eventually get to that split finger. The batters are hitting just 163 off of. Lefties see most of those.
0-2. Schwellenbach throws. Willier swings and misses. Fastball. He is gone. That was amazing. 100 miles an hour from Schwellenbach. He blows the Red Sox away in the top of the first. Walker Buehler, who knows the Braves very well, to the mound after this. The Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
It's on, the biggest Maytag sale of the year at Lowe's. Buy 2 select laundry appliances and get up to a $100 bonus via instant rebate. Shop all things Maytag, including the new stackable Pet Pro laundry system that removes pet hair from clothes. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer valid through 5/31. See store for pricing and offer details. Advertise savings on all major Maytag appliances through Maytag.com and participating retailers. Prices may vary. Additional terms and conditions apply.
You know how you always want to know about everyone else's money? Well, then listen to What We Spend. Available now on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Sometime life brings you change. You also have to change your health coverage. Like when you're having a baby, or getting married, turning 26 and aging off your parents' plan, or even when you're no longer covered by insurance you had through your job. At HealthSource RI, we can help you change coverage to keep up with these life changes and others. Learn about all the life events and changes that may qualify you for health coverage at healthsourceri.com.
Hey, it's Walker Buehler. This is the home of the Sox, WEEI.
Walker Buehler is on the mound in a ballpark he knows so well against an opponent he has pitched great against. The Atlanta Braves' Ronald Acuna Jr. at the bottom of the first. Bright yellow shoes into the right-handed batter's box. Swing and a foul at the first pitch. Buehler challenged him with a 94-mile-an-hour sinker. And it is 0-1. It'll be Acuna. And then Drake Baldwin and Marcell Ozuna. Herb Chambers batting order brought to you by Herb Chambers Genesis of Auburn. 0-1. On the ground to the left side. Story to his left. Glove spins. Throws to first. On a hop wide of the bag. Toro can't stay on the first base bag. It's an infield hit for Ronald Acuna.
Now coming into that at bat, Ronald Acuna just 1 for 12 with 5 strikeouts against Walker Buehler. Buehler made a good pitch here. Acuna hit it off the end of the bat, up the middle. Great range to get to this 360 throw. Just couldn't quite have it on the money enough for Toro to stay on the bag and pulled him just off towards the outfield grass.
10 starts against the Braves, including Game 6 of the 2020 NLCS for Buehler, as Drake Baldwin, who was fabulous at Fenway Park 2 weeks ago, left-handed hitter, takes one outside for ball one. This guy Baldwin, 324, 5 homers, 15 driven in. The pitch is outside. I think Brian Snitker's trying to find more ways to get this guy in there. He homered against the Phillies 2 days ago, but Baldwin looks like the future behind the plate.
Yeah, he rakes here too, hitting .476 here at Truist Park.
Wow. Not any good. The 2-0 is another hit into right field. It's a base hit. Abreu plays it on one hop. I mean, those are video game numbers. 477 at home. And here we go. The Red Sox in a huge jam early. 2 on, no out. And here comes Marcell Ozuna.
Yeah, that one to Baldwin right there. You fall behind and then you throw a slider middle in to a lefty. And in that spot, I think you're happy just to give up a single to a guy swinging a bat like that.
And here's Marcell Ozuna, who is the most confident-looking hitter you've ever seen in your life. He basically just salsa danced his way into the right-handed box. The pitch to him is outside. I mean, he rounds third after homers doing that dance. He just tipped his helmet even to the third base Red Sox dugout. He's terrifying. 9 homers, 24 driven in. Buehler has owned him. The pitch is outside. Buehler, you heard that. He is furious with himself. That's an awful miss, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, and listen to Cora talk about Buehler and in his last couple outings. You know, Buehler was happy the way the ball's coming out of his hand, the velocity up a bit, but he felt like his misses were too big. And what that means is we see a lot with these guys on the Red Sox staff get to 0-2 and 1-2, and they want that pitch to 6 inches off the plate. Starts in the zone and just breaks off. Instead, they're uncompetitive 2-strike pitches where they're a foot off the plate and not enticing enough to get a swing.
Carlos Narvaez makes a visit to the mound. He is so savvy, is Carlos, behind the dish. You need to turn it around right here. 2 on, none out. The 2-0 is foul. It's interesting. Marcell Ozuna is 0 for 14 against Walker Buehler, and he's only struck out 1 time.
Yeah, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. I'm watching Acuna at second base. He keeps kind of giving some little signals with his hands. I don't know if he's given up location.
2-1 is a double play ball to short. Story to second for 1. Way to first. In time, they got him. Man, did Buehler need that. Nicely turned by Story, Campbell, and Toro, a twin killer, and they're 2 away.
Yeah, that is a big one. You know, it started to look like this inning was starting to get away from Buehler. His command is not there with any of the pitches so far. They weren't terrible misses, but strikes were not there for Buehler. He's getting behind guys. That is a big double play.
Now Marcelo Meyer, who was sort of halfway at third, will back way up. And now Acuna is 40 feet down the line. Buehler out of the stretch throws a backdoor breaking ball, misses. I mean, Acuna's not moving. He is a showman, if nothing else. And I'm not joking when I say that when that pitch thrown, he was fully halfway down the line.
Yep.
Matt Olson is the hitter. It's 1-0, the pitch. Shot into the gap in left center field will get a run in. Neither Rafaela nor Duran will get it. Hit one, hops the wall. Jaron plays the carom, throws to second, nobody there. But Toro very nicely backs the play up. It's a double for Matt Olson, and the Braves lead 1-0.
Yeah, Matt Olson so good at driving the ball out of the way. We know about the pull side pop, but he also understands how he's going to get attacked by pitchers. Buehler has a lot of success backdoor breaking balls and sinkers, which is working away from the left-handed Olson, and it just drives this one into the gap for the RBI double.
So here now Austin Riley, a run in for the Braves. You got Toro at first, Campbell at second. The pitch is downstairs. Trevor the shortstop, Meyer the third baseman. Defensive alignment brought to you by the Baldwin Group, insurance, employee benefits, and wealth management. If you can dream it, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting a possible run-in for the Braves. Swing and a foul back. Riley and a fastball to hammer there. He missed it, and it's 1-1. And look, starters can do this oftentimes in the first inning, but making a ton of mistakes in the middle of the zone. These secondary unis for the Braves are very sweet.
Some of my favorites.
Yeah, this is a fastball that misses way outside. So it is a white jersey with short blue sleeves, tricolored cap, and it's that cursive Atlanta A that you know so well.
But it says Dale Murphys.
They are exactly right. Here's the 2-1, and that's a strike. But instead of just the A, it says the A in short cursive letters. These are awesome. I mean, I really think the hat and helmet they wear is one of the best in all of baseball. 2-2 outside. That was a sweeper from Buehler, who just is not sharp at all, and it's 3-2. He's so hard on himself, Walker is. He's been limited since coming back from the shoulder bursitis. But he is off right now. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. That was a great pitch there. Excellent slider. And the damage is limited. However, Olsen gets the Red Sox again. Double scores Acuna. 1-0 after one. Braves lead on the Shaws and Star Market. WEEI. Red Sox Radio Network.
Thumbtack presents Project Paralysis. I was cornered. Sweat gathered above my furrowed brow, and my mind was racing. I wondered who would be left standing when the droplets fell, me or the clogged sink. Drain cleaner and pipe snake clenched in my weary fist, I stepped toward the sink and then... Wait, why am I stressing? I have Thumbtack. I can easily search for a top-rated plumber, read reviews, and compare prices, all on the app. Thumbtack knows homes. Download the app today.
Feel like your life's too busy to go back to school? With Miller Mock College's online programs, you decide when and where you learn. Gain invaluable insight from industry-experienced instructors, all while building connections with peers who share your drive for success. Our team is only a call or email away to give you the academic and career support you deserve at every step. Have time for what matters while still reaching your goals. Visit miller-mott.edu. That's miller-motte.edu.
177 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S, Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
The Greg Hill Show, days 5:30 to 10.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Carlos Narvaez going to lead it off for the Red Sox in the cleanup spot. 1-0 Braves. Spencer Schwellenbach was awesome in the first inning. Herb Chambers' batting order is Narvaez, Meyer, and Toro, brought to you by Herb Chambers, Toyota of Auburn and Toyota of Boston. Narvaez doubled last night. He's just been a marvel for the Red Sox. 286, 5 homers, and 17 driven in. The pitch. Strike on the outside corner.
I'll tell you what, you better get that foot down if you want to pay the light bill today. Fastball's coming. It's coming in hot. Even the cutters at, 95, 96.
The one is a strike on the outside corner. My electricity bill is a little high for my liking lately.
Gotta start hitting the fastball.
It is true with a heater like this. Simplify. 0-2. Wow. That barely missed. Slider. And it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Cuzzy right now, pretty tight zone. If it misses by anything, he's balling it.
You better not argue. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's just country hardball right now. 99, adios. I mean, Schwellenbach has retired first 4 hitters forcefully. 2 down. Here's Marcelo Meyer.
Well, you can pretty much bank, at least through this first time through the lineup, you were going to get a fastball to hit. He's just reaching back and challenging every hitter so far.
I absolutely adore what just happened when Marcelo came up. We're going to go Oregon talk again. This one's for Ian Brown, who told me I did a little too much of it in the game yesterday. Marcelo is in there, and they just played the Austin Powers theme song as Myers swings and misses. It's 0-2. Mike Myers is the star of Austin Powers, so we get groovy, baby, with Austin Powers.
Was it Halloween yesterday?
Yeah, with Mike Myers. The other Mike Myers.
Yeah.
0-2 to Marcelo. The pitch fouled back to the screen. Fastball. I'm looking over at Ian. He's got one headphone on, one off. I hoped he'd hear that, but he's not locked in.
He's
yet.
mastered napping with his eyes open. He does that a lot. He could be doing that here early in this one.
0-2, Marcelo fouls it off on the third base side. He's probably transcribing what Craig Breslow said before the game. He met with the writers, did Craig. but he should really be listening to us. 0-2, one down, bases empty. Braves lead 1-0. Marcelo takes slider just down and in. It's 1-2. Matt Kaminsky is his name, and I tried to go in there before the game to say how much I appreciate his work. 1-2 is a foul ball off the end of the, and he was just too busy banging out the hits. The door was locked. He like works in this conclave. He can't get in there. There's a security detail. What? All I wanted to say was, man, I very much appreciate what you're trying to do. 1-2. Marcelo swings and misses. He is gone. Splitter from Schwellenbach, and they're 2 down.
I don't say this lightly. Schwellenbach looks unhittable right now.
He does.
I mean, it's fastballs 99, 98, 100. A split that just falls off the table at 86. That's a big difference in speeds, and he's mixing in a good slider and a cutter too.
2 down. Here's Abraham Toro, who takes a strike. Now, they just played Old McDonald Had a Farm. I guess the idea there's a bull on the farm. Longhorn possibly. 0-1 misses just outside. 100-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 1-1. Will currently has horns on his head. He's acting like he's got a hoof on the right side. The ground ball softly hit to first. Olsen steps on the bag, and you're right. This is no-hit stuff so far. 6 up, 6 down, 1-0 Braves after an inning and a half in the Shaws and Star Market WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Test, check 1, 2. You know you need unique New York. You know you need unique New York. Does that sound all right? Ah, that's better. You can always tell something's missing when you get isolated results. Like AI that's only right for one of your systems. Get AI that can work across your data and applications. Learn more at IBM.com. The AI built for business. IBM.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
At Rent-A-Center, there are so many ways to own the best brands your own way. Our flexible ownership options put you in control, offering a tailored path to owning the products you love, because everyone has their own way to own. So how will you own yours? Tap the banner or visit rentacenter.com to get started. Rental purchase agreement. You will not own the items until the total amount needed to acquire ownership is paid in full or you exercise your early purchase option. Ownership is optional. You may cancel at any time.
You're listening to live play-by-play action of the Boston Red Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Ozzie Albies to lead it off for the Atlanta Braves as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Walker Buehler with the black spikes, black glove on the first base side, throws, and a backdoor curveball misses for ball 1. Albies comes in 237, 6 homers, 22 driven in. Meyer halfway between third and second, and a high fly down the left field line, drifting foul. And out of play. That'll make the seats. No, it won't. Duran, it came back into play with the wind, and Jaron makes the grab for out number 1.
I was just about to take my eyes off it, because from here it looked like it was 5 rows deep, and then it blew back into play. A great job by Jaron getting there and sticking with that, catching it right on the wall.
And here's Alex Verdugo. Red Sox fans quite familiar with that walk-up music, which was an homage to his father of Mexican heritage. Verdugo takes a strike on the outside corner. Arbella Insurance Foundation, dedicated to striking out cancer by supporting the Jimmy Fund. Every strikeout from a Sox pitcher during this year, Arbella donates $50 to the Jimmy Fund. 0-1. Taken for a strike, and it's 0-2. Meyer was in. Verdugo really doesn't bunt all that often. Now he backs up. Everything Marcelo does looks cool. Every step he takes is confident. 0-2. Pitch. is just inside. Narvaez thought that was a strike 3 call, but no.
It was. It didn't get called by Cuzzy back there, but that was every bit on the corner. Perfect pitch. Didn't get it.
Narvaez never does that unless he's certain. They set up a way here. 1-2 is a soft ground ball toward first, and it is foul. So to cost Buehler some extra pitches here in this inning.
Yeah, and look, Narvaez knows that's a big no-no for catchers, right? Because you don't want to show up the umpire and make him mad this early in the game and have him squeeze your pitcher. So as soon as that happens, you get back in there, you kind of look back and say, hey, that's on me, that's my bad.
Even if it's not. 1-2. The pitch is dropped. A ball in the dirt. And it's 2-2. I hope at some point, while Buehler is on the mound, he will play the organ. It's the Ferris Bueller theme song. Got to do it. 2-2. Pitch inside. We will not talk about tariffs in the way that they did in Ferris Bueller.
In this economy?
Times.
Probably not the time.
I did check my 401k the other day.
How's that looking? Red?
3-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Probably 3 pitches too many thrown there by Buehler. And they're 2 away. Big savings are sizzling at Shaw's and Star Market. Right now, value pack beef T-bone or New York strip steak. Lamb loin chops, bone in, $7.97 a pound. When you use the digital coupon, limit 2, Shaw's and Star Market, the official supermarket of the Red Sox radio network. I do intend to enjoy a little ribeye tonight as Michael Harris II takes a sinking fastball right there for strike 1.
Well, the famous Bone Steakhouse here in Buckhead.
We're going to enjoy. Here's a chopper on the right side. Buehler to his left. He's going to cover. Toro gloves. Throws to first. It's off of Walker's glove. And it'll be an infield hit. That was such a tweener there. I don't know that anybody had a clear path to it. Really, probably the best bet was Buehler to make the play. It's a 2-out infield single.
Toro did a great job on this play. This is that awkward one, especially for a first baseman who doesn't have a ton of experience over there. He commits to it. He gets to it. But that is a tough flip to Buehler almost running behind him. I thought Toro made a good flip, and Buehler just missed it.
So 2 down. Here's Luke Williams with Harris leading at first. The pitch, swing and a miss. He looked totally overwhelmed there by a fastball at 95 miles an hour. And it's 0-1. We've seen this from Buehler. He can shake it a little bit in the first inning and then really lock in. He looks totally different here. 0-1. Another swing and a miss. Great slider, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, the slider's got some really good horizontal break, some late snap to it. It's just been missing out of the zone a lot. That was a perfect one right there on the corner.
0-2. Luke Williams, runner goes. The pitch is outside Narvaez's throw, not in time. Really no downside there for Harris. The 9-hole hitter is up there. That's not your conventional 2-strike count steal. He doesn't care that Williams gets a fresh count, but he's guessing breaking ball. He guessed right, and he's into second base.
So many times this season, 8- and 9-hole hitters have been walked or gotten hits.
Yeah, 1-2. That's outside.
You have to take care of these guys at the end of lineups who aren't going to hurt you. And there's not a big book on Williams. He's only been up here a handful of at-bats. You got to get this out right here.
2-2. Buehler is ready. The pitch is a little outside. 34 pitches now thrown.
So that's the pitch that Cora was referring to earlier, as Buehler's not happy with. His misses are a bit too big, not close enough to get swings, especially with 2 strikes. I mean, that one missed by 2 feet.
Easy to take. You cannot face Acuna with 2 on. He's on deck. Here's a ground ball to short. They challenged, and it paid off. Story throws to first in time, and the inning is over. Save Ferris. We go to the 3rd inning. 1-0 Braves on the Shaw's and Star Market. WEEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. you receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable. Because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
Craftsman Days are here at Lowe's with big savings on the tools you need. Save $100 on the Craftsman V20 6-tool Power Tool Combo Kit, now at $199. No matter what the project is, Craftsman's high-quality, high-performance products empower you to build on. Stop by your nearest Lowe's store and check out the full line of Craftsman tools today. Valid through 6/18 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Parents, is your child ready to take their game to the next level? If so, listen to the Next Pitch podcast to give you the tools to raise a champion. We'll cover everything from nutrition to training to mental toughness. Follow Next Pitch on the Odyssey app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Prepare for juicy house-smoked meats so good you'll lick other people's fingers. Hot off the grill sizzling specialties so mouth-watering you'll want a bib. And so many sauce stains you'll have your dry cleaner on speed dial. At Smoky Bones, we're down for National Barbecue Month. Celebrate Bones Big Duo for just $14.99. That's an app and an entree combo for under $3. You're gonna need a bigger napkin, my friend. Smoky Bones, the masters of meat.
Jones and Keefe.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Trevor Story to lead it off as we go to the third inning. Red Sox trail the Braves 1-0. Third inning brought to you by Citgo. Whether you're crossing state lines or just going cross town, Club Citgo saves you money on every fill-up along the way. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go.
Well, if you're having trouble catching up to the fastball, I don't know if this is the guy you want today.
I was thinking the exact same thing. He's going to get heat. He does, and he drives one high and deep into center field. Harris is back at the track, at the wall. He leaps and makes the play. He took at least a double away from Trevor Story. He was ready. He launched it, but it's out number one.
I mean, look, Trevor was geared up for the fastball. You know you're going to get it early in counts, and you know as Trevor Story, who has really struggled with velocity, he's going to get attacked with those pitches. He had a slider out yesterday. They're going to get all today. He squared this thing up 400 feet to center. That's what Michael Harris does.
Still very encouraging. Here is Christian Campbell, the hometown boy. Strike at the outside corner, and it's 0-1.
So, you know, Michael Harris is right there with Cedon Rafaela.
Here's the pitch.
As far as, you know, defensive center fielders that can just take over a game.
Strike on the inside corner, perfectly dotted at 97, 0-2. Christian had a couple hits last night. And down top three, 1-0 Atlanta. The pitch is outside. He doesn't have that slider just yet, Schwellenbach. Not that he's needed it. It is 1-2.
Yeah, right-handed batters can pretty much not worry about the splitter. He rarely throws it to righties.
1-2. Swing and a miss. They do need to worry about the fastball. Whew. 99, and they're 2 away.
I mean, it's just a trail of flames behind it. It. Just one of those angry fastballs. You can hear it hit that mitt. And up here in the sky where we're watching this game, I mean, it is getting on these batters quickly.
So here's Cedon with 2 down. Base is clear in the top of the third. 1-0 Atlanta. The pitch. He was ready to go with Cedon. A fastball located just at the top of the zone. And it's 0-1. Ian Brown actually has the headphones on now. He's finally decided to listen to the game. And he appreciates the Ferris Bueller references. 0-1 is splitters swung on and missed. It's 0-2. Jimmy Freeman, awesome security lead for the Boston Red Sox, is wondering what's going on with the organ player. But we love it. I cannot possibly get enough of it. 0-2 to Cedon. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. That's a nasty splitter.
Wow. He doesn't throw that to righties very often either.
He's feeling it.
Ugh.
And if you're in the Braves dugout, you're thinking, wait a minute, we might see something special today. 5 strikeouts for Schwellenbach. It is 1-0 Atlanta. Bottom 3 next in the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Memorial Day deals are here at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off select major appliances, including Samsung. Plus, save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances, $396 or more. Like the Samsung Bespoke AI Laundry Combo, the largest capacity, fastest, all-in-one laundry combo available that washes and dries in one machine. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 5/15 through 6/18. Selection varies by location. Total savings varies based on purchase amount. See Lowe's.com for details.
All right, everybody, it's here. The March to Spring Training and Opening Day is officially upon us. Hey, I'm Rob Bradford from Baseball Isn't Boring, and we'll have you covered every single day with instant reactions to late-breaking signings, determining which players are, yes, truly in the best shape of their lives, and behind-the-scenes stories from all the excitement and intrigue that spring training brings. Follow Baseball Isn't Boring in the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
We're celebrating more than 250 years of history in Massachusetts. From the cobblestone streets of Boston to the shores of Cape Cod and the hills of the Berkshires, Massachusetts is where history comes to life. Whether you're standing where the American Revolution began or visiting Fenway Park, the oldest ballpark in America, you're exploring the stories that shaped our nation. Massachusetts 250, proud partner of the Boston Red Sox. Revolutions start here. Come see what's next. Learn more at Massachusetts250.org.
Hi, this is Walker Buehler. You're listening to the home of the Red Sox, WBEI.
Ronald Acuna is in. He takes a fastball that missed way outside for ball one. Singled his first time on a 3-2 pitch. And here he is waiting for a 1-0 inside with a fastball. Walker's emoting here today. He's dropped a couple four-letter words. He grunted as that one missed, and it's 2-0 to Acuna.
It was a double grunt. Buehler and then Acuna getting out of the way.
2-0. High fly ball into right field. Abreu drifting back into his left onto the warning track right there. He's able to make the play in front of the 3:25 marker. And there's one away. Rivalry Report sponsored by River Spring Residences, setting a new standard for memory care in New York City. 833-79-RIVER or riverspringresidence.org/radio. Very happy to report that it was the Freddie Freeman show last night. Shohei had a couple homers. Dodgers beat the Yankees in game one of that three-game series. Buehler to Drake Baldwin, strike one on the outside corner.
The Judge went deep in the first. Ohtani went deep in the first.
Why not? 0-1.
Ohtani hit a second one.
Yeah. It's a city of stars, and they both showed out, didn't they?
Jeez.
Dodgers are just an immovable force right now. 1-1. Ground ball on the left side. Story backhands, takes 4 steps, runs to first, throws in time, and a good start for Buehler. 2 down.
And here so far in the third, the command has been much better. Even the balls that he threw in on Acuna, those were set-up pitches for that slider that he eventually got him out on. The command looking a little bit more tightened up here.
Red Sox made a huge pitch to Shohei Ohtani both times, both when he was coming from Japan and as a free agent. Here's Buehler, who played with Ohtani last year. Strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1 to Marcell Ozuna. There have very rarely in the history of this sport been players like Shohei Ohtani. A true freak. The 0-1 is outside. How fun it must be to watch him every night.
Oh, I remember going and just everyone comes out to watch him take batting practice. He doesn't hit on the field very often, but when he does, everybody comes out to watch.
It's a little Steph Curry phenomenon there. The 1-1 misses outside. And it's 2-1. 1-0 Atlanta in the bottom of the third. We'll get you the New England Chevy dealers question of the day on the Twitter account at SoxBooth. 2-1. Line drive up the middle into center field. The base hit. So Ozuna has a 2-out knock.
Finally got his first hit off Walker Buehler. Was it 0 for 15 coming into that at bat? That one was smoked up the middle.
So here's the question. Aside from Chapman and Slayton, who's the key to the Red Sox bullpen? Options: Weiser, Whitlock, Bernardino, and Wilson. 2 down, a man aboard. Here's the ever dangerous Matt Olson. He takes a strike. Fastball, cutter on the outside corner. It's 0-1. What say you, Captain Middlebrooks? Who's the most important guy in the Sox bullpen?
Oh, there's a couple ways you can go. Whitlock could give you multiple innings, but right now I like Weissert.
Me too. 0-1. Swing and a miss. That's a great curveball, and it's 0-2.
It's because he's another you can kind of interchange there in the 7th and 8th inning against leverage bats. His fastball's been so good. He's got the changeup and the sweeper, but he's not scared to attack these guys.
0-2. Runner at first, 2 down. 1-0 Braves. The pitch is called a ball. Curveball, very close. And it's 1-2. Buehler at the belt, looks to the sky, now throws. Olsen takes just outside, 97 mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 2-2. You've been in dugouts against some of the elite pitchers in the game. It felt like every time Pedro took the ball, Schilling, Verlander, Kershaw. Here's a high pop-up into center field, not hit well. Cedon is underneath it. Makes the play, and the inning is over. More on dominant pitchers and what the mindset is in the dugout after this. Red Sox have had 9 hitters come to the plate, and none have reached base. On the Shaws and Star Market, WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Memorial Day deals are here at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off select major appliances, including Samsung. Plus, save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances, $396 or more. Like the Samsung Bespoke AI Laundry Combo, the largest capacity, fastest, all-in-one laundry combo available that washes and dries in one machine. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 5/15 through 6/18. Selection varies by location. Total savings varies based on purchase amount. See Lowe's.com for details.
Hi, everybody. It's Brian Green from the Commercial Break Podcast. It's likely you've heard of the show if you're directly related to me or you follow our MySpace page. But I'm not here to talk to those 3 listeners. I'm here to appeal to people who haven't heard the show. Along with my co-host, Kristen Joy Hoadley, we're taking a deeper look at the topics that are affecting our youth today. Like, who are the people who are dating ghosts? Where did all these pick up from? And why doesn't my preacher have a nicer private jet? We understand that these are the issues you really want to get to the bottom of. The Commercial Break is now available on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcasts.
Stop wishing, stop hoping, and please take off those lucky socks and wash them. Growing your have to be a guessing game. At Upswell, we've got it down to a science, expanding auto repair, fitness, dental, and home services for over 15 years with targeted direct mailers, social, email, and paid search. So stop shooting in the dark, turn in your crystals, and tap into your business's full potential at upswellmarketing.com. It's not magic. It's not luck. It's Upswell. More customers, period.
Howard, Fitzy, and Johnson.
Weekdays 2 to 6.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market, WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Top of the order in the top of the 4th. Red Sox trailing the dominant Spencer Schwellenbach in the Atlanta Braves. 1-0. Duran, Devers, and Abreu. Pitch is a little low. Schwellenbach, second time through, mixing it up, a little secondary pitch there. Slider that missed, and it's 1-0. Duran grounded out his first time here. He fouls it off on the third base side, out of play, and it's 1-1. I almost had to go to the hospital. I was trying to manipulate my headphone jack here. We got some adapters as Duran takes pitch down and in. Stereo, mono in the audio world, these things you need adapters to get it in both ears instead of one. And I just tried to tweak this thing, and I just got a jolt on my left thumb. The 2-1 pitch is outside, but we got an Air Force captain in here with us, John Kramer. So if CPR is needed, he's got us all sorted out.
Yeah, I got the chest compressions, John. You got mouth to mouth.
3-1 is fouled off on the third base side. Do you know now that essentially, this is so boring but true, they basically tell you to not do that stuff, the mouth-to-mouth in CPR anymore. The chest compressions are the most important thing.
Good to know.
You break my chest with any pressure at all. Bird bones. 3-2 to Duran. Need a base runner against Schwellenbach. Here's the pitch. And it's a ground ball up the middle to the second baseman, Albies. He gloves, he throws to first in time. 10 up, 10 down. So, Will, this is one of those guys. Is that something that you just kind of look out the side of your eyes at other hitters and go,
yeah, go, boys, Let's go down the tunnel. We're going to do a team prayer. He's sitting 100 with 3 pretty good secondary pitches right now. I mean, Trevor hit that on the screws of center and didn't get anything out of it, and that's what scares you.
Pray the rosary. Here's Devers, who takes the fastball high for ball 1. In Catholic churches, they have that incense that they take around.
Is that sage?
I think that's how you bless a house, not necessarily a church. It might be. You're going to have to do that in your new crib that your wife is alone moving into. The 1-0 pitch to Devers is a strike on the outside corner.
Well, don't worry. She's not alone. She got my 5- and 6-year-old with her, too.
So much easier. They're the heavy lifting. 1-1 to Devers. A foul back to the screen. This does feel like one of those days where you need your big horses with one swing to do something. That's how good Schwellenbach is.
Yeah, and you thought Trevor Story did that in his last at bat. I thought that ball was going to get off the waterfall in center field. Hung up just enough.
I was getting electrocuted trying to be able to hear you. 1-2 to Devers. 1 out in the 4th. The pitch is outside. He's done such a job of that, taking pitches that are close. It's 2-2.
Is that actually shocking you?
Yep, but it's worth it.
I kind of want some of that. It's better than coffee here.
2-2 is a little comebacker. Dribbler back to the mound. Schwellenbach's got it. Throws to first in time, and Devers is gone. And they're 2 down for Wilyer Abreu.
Did you see Framber Valdez last night? 83 pitch complete game.
I did.
Goodness. And they won on a walk-off. Had they gone to extras, he's probably staying in the game.
Now that is another great job by the organist. Not to digress. 2 down. Here's Abreu swinging a foul back. Will you still love me tomorrow for Wilyer Abreu? Come on. I mean, how can you not love this?
He does his homework before the series. Gets a nice little playlist.
Here's a drive into right field. There's the Red Sox first base hit. Yes, Wilyer, we will still love you tomorrow. It's a 2-out hit.
Only
in
now.
The top of the 4th.
Only now will we love you tomorrow. That was a bullet to right to break up Schwellenbach's perfect game. I mean, the way the ball's been coming out of his hand, you're just looking for somebody to find some green out there. There's been so much swing and miss and weak contact here in the infield other than a couple swings of the bat.
So, a 2-out hit. I think with how good Schwellenbach has been, Abreu might think about it here. Baldwin behind the plate. Here comes Carlos Narvaez. He struck out swinging his first time. 1 2 out. 1-0 Atlanta in the top of the 4th. The pitch low and in. Fastball. Carlos has just been fantastic for the Red Sox. Abreu, not much of a lead pitch. Foul. First base side. And it's 1-1. 4th inning brought to you by Cars for Kids. Easiest way to get rid of your old car. Donate today and your car can be picked up tomorrow. Donate now at carsforkids.com with a K. Pitch. Narvaez rips it on the ground hard to short. Williams cannot make the play. It's off his belt buckle and an infield hit for Narvaez. Now the Red Sox have 2 on with 2 out.
I mean, you could hear that loud and clear here. That was loud contact. 2 balls in a row, 2 pitches smoked by the Red Sox offense. And that one just taken. He tries to get his body in front of that at shortstop and wears it off the chest, knocks it down right in front of him.
This would be a really fun time for Marcelo Myers' first major league home run. 2 on, 2 out. The pitch is a little outside for ball 1. Marcelo, awesome last night. Defensively, robbing extra bases. Struck out his first time. 1-0. The pitch is fouled on the third base side. He was ready to go there. His two-tone red and ash colored bat just a little late. 1-1.
111 off the bat for Abreu. 104 for Narvaez.
All right, second time through, some adjustments. The 1-1. That's a strike. Fastball right there. So maybe they weren't praying. Instead, they were just saying, boys, get ready for the heater.
Yeah. Afraid he might go to that split here with the fastball up.
1-2 is the splitter in the dirt, and Narvaez thought everybody should break. Abreu did not. And I think that's okay.
That's, with 2 outs and the ball being deflected towards third base where Baldwin's going to go pick that up and have a short throw to third. You got to make sure you're going to be safe because there's just not a whole lot of traffic right now for the Boston Red Sox. Can't run into outs.
2 balls, 2 strikes. To Meyer, 2 on, 2 out, 1-0 Braves. Here's the pitch. And Marcelo drives one foul on the left field line. Schwellenbach is amazing. Not many pitchers do this. He looks to the runner at second, Abreu. And as he starts his wind, his eyes are still on the runner. I doubt Marcelo saw that much in AAA. 2-2, the pitch is swung on and missed. He got him. And the inning is over. Meyer frustrated in Atlanta. Sox get the first 2 hits, but that's it. To the bottom of the 4th we go. 1-0 Braves in the Shaws and Star Market. WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
Juvederm collection of fillers.
I have lots of sides. My own the room side. My fiery side. My one step ahead side. I have lots of sides, and every side is me.
Juvederm collection of fillers. For every side of you. Add volume to specific areas of the face to natural-looking, long-lasting results. For more important safety information and to find a licensed specialist, visit Juvederm.com. That's JUVEDERM.com. Not for people with severe allergic reactions, allergies to lidocaine, or the proteins used in Juvederm. Common side effects: injection site redness, swelling, pain, tenderness, firmness, lumps, bumps, bruising, discoloration, or itching. There's a risk of unintentional injection into a blood vessel, which can cause vision abnormalities, blindness, stroke, temporary scabs, or scarring. Talk to a licensed specialist to find out if it's right for you.
Take Boston sports with you wherever you go. Download the Odyssey app now. Back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Walker Buehler back to the mound. Bottom of the 4th, Sox got 2 hits but left them aboard. And here is Austin Riley, 1-0 Atlanta. We're going to have to do a little groupthink crowdsourcing in a moment as Buehler throws and Riley swings and misses. Took a mighty rip at a slider. And it is 0-1. I'm trying to find out why they play Smoke on the Water for Carlos Narvaez. I just can't get that one. The 0-1 is outside. Tweet me at Will Fleming. 2 M's.
Smoke on the Water, that's Deep Purple. It's also a song everyone learns on the guitar, even if you're not a guitarist.
Yeah, it's those bar chords, the 1-1. Chop foul, his feet. And it is a ball and 2 strikes. Subaru of New England scoreboard coming at you in a moment. A little love goes a long way in the 25 Subaru Forester Hybrid. Learn more at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Here's a high fastball, not close to Riley. And it is 2-2. Tampa Bay in Houston, they lead 4-3. What a matchup in the AL Central. Tigers in Kansas City. Both those teams having a great year, especially the Tigers, the best record in baseball. Not many saw that coming. Here's a high drive to left field. If it's fair, it's gone. It is way back on the run. Duran, and it is foul. Just outside the pole. Maybe by 5 feet with a looping, towering fly. And Duran had his hands draped over the wall, and all it is a loud and high fly ball.
It was a sweeper that ended up middle, right down Main Street. That is not where you want to miss against a guy like Riley.
2-2. Pitch on the way from Buehler. Here it is. High drive into left field. This one is not going to be foul. It is way back, and it is gone. Another hanging breaking ball. He doubled up, did Buehler. Hard to understand that. And it's 2-0 Atlanta. I just don't get that, Will. You just got a guy yanking a breaking pitch very deep into left field. You go back to another just like it, and he launches.
Yeah, so the previous pitch was a sweeper. He threw middle. That one was the knuckle curve. He's trying to get that down below the zone, but we've seen several times today those breaking balls hang arm side over the plate and not finish down and away from these righties.
So 2-run lead. Here's Ozzie Albies. He fouls it off on the third base side. Look, I don't have every heat map, every scouting report, every book on anybody, but you've hit in the big leagues, Will. I mean, if you get that pitch and you just miss it, you get one again. Isn't it easier to time it up?
Yeah, well, you know, watching the replay of that was interesting because it didn't hang over the middle of the plate like the sweeper did. That one actually backed up and was about 3 inches off the plate into Riley, which is more impressive that he hit it to left center that hard.
1-1 to Ozzie Albies, 2-0 Braves. The pitch is a soft ground ball foul. It's out of first. We are not going to clap our hands because we are not happy, and we do know it. 2-0 Atlanta. Buehler. Most of this day has been sharp, although a little shaky in the first. Worked around it. Now a solo blast doubles the Braves' lead. Here's a fastball that misses down and in. And now all of a sudden, well, this is more like the first inning where these are bad misses from Buehler.
Yeah, well, you get touched up, you give up a homer, you don't want to get there to contact. Because Buehler's at his best when he's getting ahead with that fastball in the zone.
2-2 inside. Did he go? No. Albies did not swing at that. All of a sudden, the Toronto Blue Jays have gotten hot. They're a game above 500, and they scored 4 in the first, hosting the Oak Clemento A's. Addison Barger homered. Nathan Lucas, big hit. As the pitch misses low, ball 4. And unfortunately, well, here we go again. In the 4th inning, a Red Sox starter is starting to wobble. He's only thrown 61 pitches. They're going to ride him, but I think Buehler has been sort of maddeningly inconsistent so far this year.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, right? It's like his stuff keeps getting better. The velocity's ticking up. It's breaking. It's just not consistently throwing strikes.
I mean, he's vocalized it as Alex Verdugo takes a pitch low, and this is another really good time for a visit from Carlos Narvaez. He's as frustrated as anybody, Will. It's not for lack of effort or anything, but whether it's coming back from injury, not having all the reps. He was injured this year, and obviously all the major surgeries before the World Series last year. He just is not himself.
Yeah, and you know, the stuff comes back before the command. I think that's what we're seeing with a lot of guys that come back from arm issues is they don't have the touch and feel and consistent command of all their pitches, and we're looking at that right now. Just falling behind, and there's too many guys in this Braves lineup. You fall behind, they're going to make you pay.
You know, nobody more frustrated by that than this guy, Walker Buehler. 1-0. A guy so often early in his career it just came easily, and here is a good cut fastball for a strike to Verdugo, and it's 1-1. I find that to be such a fascinating thing about pro athletes, especially those who come on the scene and are total phenoms early, like Buehler. The 1-1 is inside to Verdugo. And by that I mean, and I think Trevor Story's going through this, where your freakish athleticism just carries you early in your career. You've really never struggled, and then injury or whatever happens, and then you're just not yourself. Here's a swing and a miss by Verdugo, and it's 2-2. And mentally, what that must do to you.
I can attest to that. I lived that life where, you know, you come up, you're a really good athlete, you play well, injuries start happening, and then your body starts to not react the same way, and you have to find new ways to do it.
1 on, none out, a run in. Here's a chopper foul. Do you, at least early in the process, Will, do you overcompensate with things, trying to find solutions?
Yeah, totally. I think that's human nature, right? And then you start finding yourself fall into some bad habits. I know as a hitter, you know, if you feel like you're lacking hand speed from maybe a wrist injury or something like that, you start cheating the fastballs.
2-2. He has a ground ball foul outside of first.
And that was the case for me into my rookie year in 2012. We're in Cleveland. I take 98 off the wrist, break it, ends my season. I come back spring training the next year. Bat speed wasn't quite there yet from the injury and the rehab process. I start finding myself in that trap of trying to cheat to fastballs because I feel like I'm late, and now I'm swinging all the off speed down and away.
2-2. Pitch. That's got to be a strike. It is. And Verdugo, we saw that so often at Boston. Center cut fastball. And he just takes it right there. One down. And Will, hitting at the big league level starts with the fastball, right?
Of course. Well, especially even more so now with the velocity that we're seeing consistently from not only bullpen arms, it's starters as well. You have to be ready for the fastball.
There's Michael Harris, the second. And a throw away by Buehler, and it's into the Braves dugout. That took a piece out of the base runner, Albies. He was not going anywhere. It must have hit him on the back of the head, and it goes out of play. So an error on Buehler moves Ozzie to second base.
Yeah, he's feeling that. I don't know if he's got ribs or I got to get a good look at it. Wherever he got him, hit him hard.
It's just Buehler, a sign of a guy who's just trying hard to get himself an out. That was right, as you said, on the right rib cage under his arm. So another error. The Red Sox lead the world in errors. Almost made two last night. The review overturned one from Toro. Michael Harris, the second, takes a ball. Fastball outside, 1-0. Final day of May. So often you hear people say that Memorial Day is a huge measuring stick as Harris fouls it off to the first base side.
You wonder how much is it in the head of these starting pitchers. All right, here we go, fourth, fifth inning. You know, I got to be nails here. I need to go 6-7. I know the bullpen needs a little bit of a break. How much is that weighing on this starting pitching staff?
Well, it shouldn't be. The 1-1 is popped up into shallow left field. Drifting foul. Meyer is over. And in foul ground, he almost makes the play. That's one of those where he's spooked by the netting over there. Very difficult. Foul ball 1-2.
Yeah, and I couldn't tell if how high the ball hit on the net. It definitely, I don't know if it was able, if it hit low enough for Meyer had a play on it. Either way, tough play against the fence, but the ball hit the netting.
I think he could have caught it, but that's not to say it's easy.
Yeah, it got a piece of the net on the way down, but yeah, either way, that's a tough play.
1-2 to Harris. The pitch. Ripped into right field, a base hit. That'll be another run for the Braves. The error haunts Buehler. Albies scores, and it's 3-0 Atlanta. Now, so far in this bottom of the fourth inning this afternoon, like so many before in this season. I think the frustrating part, as they're going to come out and look at Buehler, that's actually Andrew Bailey going to talk things over, is that this half inning alone, Will, has had so many of the elements that have been frustrating for those who watch the Red Sox every day. You double up on breaking balls. You get a launched home run. And then a base hit, an error when you're probably trying to do a little too much. I don't think Albies is going anywhere in that spot. Throw it away, he's at second. And then a little looping base hit, and it's 3 runs in for the Braves.
Yeah, frustrating brand of baseball. Been watching here over the last couple weeks. 3 runs is a lot when you got a guy throwing the ball like Schwellenbach is.
And by the way, still only 1 out. Here's a high fly into right field. Abreu's there. He'll make it. And they're 2 down. And that point you just made is the key one. I mean, the guy the Braves have on the mound right now feels impossible to get 1 run against him, let alone 3. Now, here's the always dangerous Ronald Acuna. Here's a high drive into center field. Rafaela back at the track, at the wall. Goodbye. Home run to right center field. 2-run shot. Meltdown for Buehler, and it's 5-0 Braves.
Now 107 off the bat from Acuna. Just right of center field, and I mean, this ball is torched into the back of their bullpen. It's a four-seam fastball right down Broadway. Hitters like that don't care how much time they miss rehabbing. He's not missing that. That's what he was looking for, and he got it. Did not miss.
You know, the Red Sox flirted with danger last night with Acuna, made big pitches, but not the way to live against this Atlanta team as Drake Baldwin takes strike one on the outside corner. Injury has been a problem for Walker Buehler, and you have some empathy for him, but he's not been good enough for the Red Sox this year. Here's a high fly into left field. Duran backpedaling. He's there to make the play. And the inning is over, but 4 runs are in for the Braves. 5-0 after 4 on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies the same item. Current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at Lowe's.com/lowest price guarantee.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
Sometimes historic events suck. But what shouldn't suck is learning about history. I do that through storytelling. History That Doesn't Suck is a chart-topping history podcast created by me, Professor Greg Jackson. Listen to History That Doesn't Suck on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Parents, is your child ready to take their game to the next level? If so, listen to the Next Pitch podcast to give you the tools to raise a champion. We'll cover everything from nutrition to training to mental toughness. Follow Next Pitch on the Odyssey app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
The Christian Arcand Show, weekday afternoons starting at 6. Now back to the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
On we go into the 5th inning, and the Red Sox trailing by 5 runs. Feels like Acuna is the one guy in the world you cannot test and challenge. He launches a 2-run homer that totally changes the complexion of this game.
I'll tell you what, this game just makes me crazy. Like, it's...
You mean this particular ball game or the sport of baseball?
The sport, just emotionally draining, where you're just up and down, just Dow Jones of emotions.
Dow has been up and down a lot lately. Here's Abraham Toro, who takes a pitch outside, but called a strike, and it's 0-1. The pitch. Toro lines it into center field. That's a base hit. It takes a spark to start a fire. The Red Sox have the leadoff man aboard. You know, it is the case. They've had better swings against Schwellenbach. Last couple innings, the leadoff man aboard, and here's Trevor Story.
Yeah, they've done a good job of timing up his fastball, and sometimes that takes you seeing him through a bat, where you see the ball come out of his hand and realize, you know, all right, this is getting on us. We can be aggressive with that fastball, but now those shadows are starting to creep in here for the second half of this one.
Not easy to hit. Here's Trevor, who almost homered his first time, and he takes a fastball. That is a ball. Inside, 1-0. Code word of the game, batting practice. One word bunched together. Trevor takes another ball inside. Enter your code word in the member portal today. Claim your points. And by the way, Red Sox baseball brought to you by your New England Ford dealers and the F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 48 years. Official truck of the Red Sox. 2-0 to Trevor. 1 on, none out to pitch. That's a strike. Fastball 97 at the bottom of the zone, 2-1.
Yeah, that's not one you want to pull the trigger on 2-0 anyways. That's a good take by Trevor, not going into auto swing mode just because it's 2-0.
2-1. Here's the pitch. And a strike. You've talked about what it's like, Will, to be injured and fighting it, how you overcompensate. On the other side of the ledger is what Abraham Toro is doing right now. And that is, he just comes up, sees beach balls, he's aggressive, he's swinging it hard. And
there's something to be said about when you feel like you're playing with house money, right? You're just given this opportunity because of injury. He's taking advantage of it.
2-2. Here's the pitch. And it swung on a miss. Slider down and away. That's a really good pitch from Schwellenbach. Spearin, here's one away. Go on that. What do you mean? That you feel lucky to be here and you just let it rip?
Well, I think he was in AAA not expecting to get an opportunity only if there were multiple injuries or an injury to a specific position. And it worked out in a case where he got the opportunity to be here.
Here's Christian Campbell, who takes a beautiful fastball for a strike. We have not seen too many starts this year. Maybe Skubal, maybe one or two others. Gossman, Barrios with better fastball command. It is 0-1 Campbell. 1 on, 1 out. Pitch. It is a soft ground ball foul. It is 0-2 to Campbell.
And in a game, when you have velocity and you have a good four-seamer like Schwellenbach does, so many times you see them pitch at the top of the zone, but he is dominating the bottom portion of the strike zone, this old school way, and then that split and that slider are playing so well of it.
0-2 is outside.
That's the term tunneling, right? Where the ball comes out of this same spot. It looks like it's going to be right in the same spot at the bottom of the zone. Some of them are 99 and stay there. Other ones late break below for swing and miss.
It's impossible. 1-2. Toro at first. The pitch is high. 5-0 Braves lead. Great Twitter account. Pitching Ninja does this. And I think major league hitters have known this for a long time. I think the casual fan can finally understand the 2-2. Campbell swings and misses. That was a slider that was center cut, 2 down. And that is overlaying these pitches where they're released at the exact same point, and for 58 feet, they're in the exact same spot, and then they just go in totally opposite directions.
Hitting is hard. If you don't believe me, look at the back of my baseball card.
Which, by the way, the front of it is on the booth here.
Yeah, that's cool.
Takes a strike.
It's a very cool touch.
Yeah,
they have like a signed baseball. The ball they have on there today, it's signed and below says Boston Strong, which is
so
cool.
Good.
And then if you click on the Red Sox symbol, it goes to one of my baseball cards.
Well, you're so vain, you said it's your favorite card. Here's a line drive into right field. That's a base hit for Cedon. Toro's going to round second. He'll head to third. And so the Red Sox have a little action here in this 5th inning. Runners at first and third with 2 down for Jarren Duran.
Yeah, Rafaela got blown up right there. Fastball in off the hands, right off of the pine tar, and just dumps it in. Nice little soft serve to right, but you'll take it however you can get it right now.
It actually is a very beautiful baseball card that's on the monitor out there. You're making a great diving play.
My girls call it the Superman card.
That's what they think.
You learn how to fly.
That's what they think every morning.
Couple
they wake
more
up
years
and
of
have
them
cereal with you, Superman. Here is a pitch to Jarren Duran that's high. We were talking about Luke Combs earlier today. And he's got that song about how he doesn't want his son to wake up and realize he didn't hang the moon. Man, you see in me. 1-0 to Duran is a strike.
I already told you I was emotional. Can you just stop? But just let me be emotional about baseball, not my kids right now. All right?
You got all the feels.
I'm in a glass case of emotion.
Struggling Red Sox team. 1-1. 2 on, 2 out. Here's a ground ball on the right side. Albies to his left. He's got it. Throws to first. Inning over. Well, that's 2 straight innings. The Red Sox have had 2 hits and gotten nothing out of it. 5-0 Braves. Bottom 5 next on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Lowe's knows you want the best for Dad. This Father's Day, help him take on any project with big deals on DeWalt. Right now, get a free XR8 amp-hour battery when you buy select DeWalt tools. That's not all. Get up to 2 free select tools when you buy a select DeWalt 20-volt max battery kit. Maximum initial battery voltage measured without a work load is 20 volts. Nominal voltage is 18.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
Yo, this is Flavor Flav, and I am coming at you with one of my flavor faves, Raisin Cane's. So when you're looking for flavor fast, order in a flash, online or on their app. Raisin Cane's. One love.
So you have a podcast, and you really want to make money with it? Then you need the Odyssey Creator Lab. Check this out. We'll host your podcast for free. You just do your show. We'll use the power of Odyssey's massive expert sales team to place ads in your show and make you money. Does it get any easier than that? Nope. You stay in control of your show, and we help you bring in the money. Sounds like a dream partnership. Apply now at creators.odyssey.com and start earning more from your content today. You're listening to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Walker Buehler is back on the mound for the bottom fifth inning. 5-0 Braves. Ozuna grounds one up the middle into center field, a base hit. Marcell Ozuna didn't hit it all that hard, but the Braves now have their 10th base hit. Leadoff man aboard in this bottom of the fifth.
Well, Ozuna was 0 for 15 against Buehler. Now, let's see, 2 for 17 now. Got picked up a couple of hits off him.
Well, by the way, Will, I really believe Buehler's now thrown 77 pitches. They got to ride him here.
Yep.
I mean, he's just not had his best stuff. Who cares? He's got to give him innings.
Yeah, and like we said, Schwellenbach's throwing a good game right now, and you're looking up going, how are we going to score 5 off that guy?
It's a long way from over. It's still only the 5th inning, but I just firmly believe with the way they've overworked the bullpen, they're going to see what Buehler can give them. 1-0 to Olsen, strike of the inside corner.
Yeah, and it's easy to say, but you sit here and you worry about those guys getting overcooked out there in the pen and ending up with injuries.
Can I tell you how awesome Carlos Narvaez is behind the plate? The 1-1 is a strike. That was not a strike, that 1-0 pitch. Slider down and in, and with calm hands, he just totally receives it, rips it into the zone, and he steals a strike.
Well, he's tied for second in baseball in framing runs at 4, and I get up everything. But he's very good at that, that's important as a catcher.
1-2 to Olsen. Pitch high, way high with a fastball.
Framing's important at least until the ABS challenge system is back, and then you're going to see many more catchers there for offensive purposes. They're going to go to more catchers that are offense first when you don't have to steal strikes.
Such a great point. 2-2, 1 on, none out. The pitch is a shot on the ground off of Campbell's glove. He picks it up with a bare hand, throws to first in time. Really nice recovery there by Campbell. That thing was torched triple digits, clipped off his glove. Might have been a double play if you're Pedroia, but even still, great to get the out at first base.
Totally. And, I watched his feet on this play. It's a really good adjustment and something he's been getting better at. He flips his hips almost like a defensive back and goes back at a 45-degree angle to buy himself a little more time on that long hop. Ball's hit hard, but that allows him to get leather on it and knock it down for an out.
It is all a learning process. Here's Austin Riley, who skies one into shallow right field. Back goes Campbell. So too Toro. Foul side of the line. Toro makes the play. And they're 2 down. What you just said is so interesting, that it's going to be offense first catchers. I think that's mostly true, but you still want a guy who can control the game and catch and throw.
You do. I mean, calling a game, yes. I guess it's not going to be totally offensive first. I guess I shouldn't have said that. And actually, I'm glad you called me out on that, because the running game is still so important in today's game.
Honesty's important with friends as Ozzie Albies takes a strike on the outside corner.
We don't really talk about it anymore, but Major League Baseball wanted more action. They wanted the pace to be different. They limit pickoffs and disengagements because they want guys moving.
0-1, down and in.
So I take it back. Well, because all of a sudden it's framing that won't matter, but there's so many more aspects of being a catcher that absolutely will still matter.
But maybe that particular skill will be less valued.
Right.
1-1. Runner at second, 5-0 Braves in the fifth. The pitch is popped up. Foul side of third. Meyer giving it a look, but it's out of play. You know, I just think baseball needs to just kick it into high gear. And I know the commissioner's office has done all this work trying to open their eyes and minds to new solutions. We should have the challenge system yesterday.
We should, but that's just going to be probably something used in CBA negotiation after next season.
God, I hope it has to be here next year. 1-2 to Ozzie Albies. The pitch is high. I don't care what players think about it. The game is being hurt by missed calls by umpires, and there's an easy technology that works that can...
Everybody watching the game knows if it's a ball or a strike, except for the guy who needs to...
And it's a really hard job. Here's the pitch to Albies, and that is outside 3-2. I'm not diminishing how hard it is to call balls and strikes with the movement, but again...
But that's why they need it, because
tennis
it is harder.
Football has it. We have to be able to have the technology that exists.
And I get the baseball purists, and
no,
they're not going to like it, but everything evolves over time, and that's where we're at.
2 down, 3-2, swing and a miss. He got him. Buehler blows him away with a 90-mile-an-hour cutter, and the inning is over. The Red Sox need to get the offense cooking. Devers, Abreu, and Narvaez, a good place to start. 5-0 Atlanta on the Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
20% off sunglasses from Shadon Precision Eyewear. Hurry over to SeeBetterPlayBetter.com and use promo code SPRING. See better and play better with Shadon. That's SeeBetterPlayBetter.com. Promo code SPRING.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
Don't miss the biggest Maytag sale of the year at Lowe's. You'll find the Maytag appliances you need when you need them at a great price. Plus, when you buy 2 select laundry appliances, you'll get up to a $100 bonus via instant rebate. Shop Maytag at Lowe's. We help, you save. Offer valid through 5/31. See store for pricing and offer details. Advertise savings on all major Maytag appliances through Maytag.com and participating retailers. Prices may vary. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Test, test, check 1, 2. You know you need unique New York. You know you need unique New York. Does that sound all right? Ah, that's better. You can always tell something's missing when you get isolated results. Like AI that's only right for one of your systems. Get AI that can work across your data and applications. Learn more at IBM.com. The AI built for business. IBM.
All right, everybody, it's here. The March to Spring Training and Opening Day is officially upon us. Hey, I'm Rob Bradford from Baseballs and Boring, and we'll have you covered every single day with instant reactions to late-breaking signings, determining which players are, yes, truly in the best shape of their lives, and behind-the-scenes story from all the excitement and intrigue that spring training brings. Follow Baseballs and Boring in the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The Greg Hill Show, weekdays, 5:30 to 10.
Now back to the Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Rafi Devers leads it off, and he takes a high fastball from Schwellenbach. And it is 1-0, 5-0 Atlanta. We're going to tell you about how to win free groceries and other prizes from Shaw's in a moment as Rafi fouls it off on the third base side. All you got to do is enter the Shaw's and Star Market Grand Slam Summer Sweepstakes. Spend $50, get your code, and enter. Official rules at GrandSlamSummerSweeps.com. 1-1 at Devers. He's 0 for 2. Swing and a miss. Man. Splitter that just dove beneath the barrel. And it's 1-2.
Did you had a little feeling about Devers here?
Not 1-2.
I'm going to say not anymore. I mean,
I do, though. I think he's going to launch one of these next 2 days. People hate when I predict stuff like that. 1-2 to Devers. Pitch coming home. And it is swung on and missed. He got him. Oof. Doubled up on the splitter. That thing was a bowling ball. And there's one away.
He hasn't doubled up on that any today. Threw one in the zone, middle in for swing and miss, and 1-1. And then 1-2 throws a good one right there that starts down the middle, drops down below the zone. Devers swings right over the top.
9 strikeouts. And here comes Buehler. Schwellenbach has only thrown 79 pitches. The 80th misses outside. Arbella Insurance Foundation, dedicated to striking out cancer by supporting the Jimmy Fund. Every strikeout from a Sox pitcher, Arbella donates $50. Buehler takes the ball outside, 2-0. This is one of the great starts we've seen all year long. And that includes Skubal and Barrios, all of them, 2-0. Borderline pitch on the outside corner, called a strike, 2-1.
The boys put up 5 on Skubal.
Now,
you know, I mean,
2-1. Swing and a miss. Violent hack at 98. Some point, Will Brave looks like a total all-star player. Defense, glove, power, on base. Fastball contact has got to improve for him.
Sure does.
2-2. High drive down the left line, drifting toward the corner. It'll stay fair. And over there to make the play is Verdugo. And they're 2 away. As we've said over and over, Will, you just cannot consistently be a productive major league hitter if you can't catch up to peak velocity.
Right, yeah, and the league is, you're in these series that he doesn't swing the bat well. They're just filling it up with fastballs. If you have guys that are 95, 96 plus, and they can exploit that.
Here's Carlos Narvaez. He takes a strike on the outside corner. It's been a clinic from Schwellenbach, and it's 0-1.
Narvaez is a guy who's handled velocity pretty well so far. Small sample size that he's been up here this year. But he does a good job of just firing the ball to the right side and letting that ball get deep.
Pitch. That's a ball. Fastball. He also is so calm. I noticed today, I didn't get a chance to ask him about it. On the left side of his hand, he's got a little cursive tattoo that says Paciencia. Patience. It is a virtue. He fouls this one off, and it's 1-2. And he's exuded that. I think he's had a really good feel for the zone.
He's just calm, right? He just, we talk about Marcelo and these guys and how calm they are and mature, but Narvaez is right there.
1-2 is Paciencia indeed, a little low. 2-2. 5-0 Braves on the top of the 6th. Breeze is blowing in here. A beautiful summery night in Atlanta. The pitch is strike 3 call on the outside corner. Narvaez took heat, and you just can't throw a fastball any better than that. Schwellenbach's been awesome. 5-0 Braves, bottom 6 next. Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
Lowe's knows you want the best for Dad. This Father's Day, help him take on any project with big deals on DeWalt. Right now, get a free XR8 amp-hour battery when you buy DeWalt tools. That's not all. Get up to 2 free select tools when you buy a select DeWalt 20-volt max battery kit. Maximum initial battery voltage measured without a work load is 20 volts. Nominal voltage is 18.
After graduating from high school, Anthony needed a plan. He loves playing video games, but that doesn't cover rent. So he took a job at Amazon packing boxes. He heard about their free skills training programs to boost his pay. Now Anthony is a software developer for Amazon. With a bigger paycheck, he upgraded his computer system at home. With his new skills, he's developing a video game in his free time. Grow your career and your pay. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
You're listening to live play-by-play action of the Boston Red Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Well, Walker Buehler is going to continue in this game. He's thrown 89 pitches through 5 innings. It's 5-0 Atlanta. And Buehler really wobbly in 2 separate innings, the first and the fourth. And now in the 6th with the Braves leading 5-0, Alex Verdugo takes a strike on the outside corner for strike 1.
Innings 4 through 6 have been an issue for Buehler. 2.86 batting average against and a 6.6 ERA.
0-1. Foul back. Will, you just have to be honest about these things. He looks like a guy who just has not pitched very much lately, where it's sporadic. Sometimes he looks like the Buehler of old. 0-2 to Verdugo. And they're not agreeing on the pitch here, Walker and Narvaez. The pitch is way, way outside. That was a changeup, not close, and it's 1-2. And I guess that's part of the process coming back from injury. Problem is the Red Sox need definitive answers in their rotation. 1-2 is drilled high and deep down the right field line toward the pole and foul out of play. This is not the time, Will, with the team under 500 to sort of navigate difficulty and figure out how you feel. He's signed a $20 million contract. The 1-2. Foul ball out of the mitt of Narvaez. It stays 1-2.
Yeah, but in that same breath, who else?
I know.
So it's like you need him to go out there, give you a competitive 6 innings, and give you a chance to win. And just today, I mean, with the 5 spot, he didn't do that. It just didn't happen. And somebody's up in the pin. My guess would be Bernie.
And of course it is. 1-2. Down and in. Again, it is not a total commentary on Walker Buehler. It's just that this Red Sox team has not gotten enough from their starters. 2-2. Strike 3 called. Fastball right there to Verdugo. That's the second straight time he's taken a fastball right there. And what do you know? He disagrees and he walks very slowly back to the mound. To the dugout, rather. He is gone. And there's one away.
Yeah, perfectly located fastball down and away. And in his previous at bat, Verdugo took one right down the middle. This one was borderline on the black, just a pitcher's pitch.
4th strikeout for Buehler. Here's Michael Harris, the second pitch. Little blooper into left field. That is a base hit. So the Braves have their 10th knock. And Harris is aboard with one away. Hauk is hurt. He did not pitch well to start this season. Bayo has not gone deep enough into games at all. Crochet has been awesome, but on certain
with offense that score runs when he pitches.
Yeah.
Which often you see so many times with aces. It's like a mental thing, I think, with the offense is thinking, okay, we don't have to score a ton because our guy's out there.
Here's Luke Williams. Strike on the outside corner.
You know, we talk about Buehler, we talk about Bayo and Giolito. It's too many guys right now at the same time are having the same issues.
Yeah, they cannot go deep enough into games. 0-1. Foul off his feet. But you're right, Will, that all of these things would be masked if the offense scored more runs. Every night it feels like a grind for these starters to keep it close.
Yeah, and I know, like, I wasn't a pitcher, and it's easy for me to sit up here and pick apart the pitch usage and how they're using spin so much.
0-2. Outside, did he go? Yes, he did. Luke Williams went around, and a strikeout for Buehler, his 5th, and they're 2 away.
But it's, like I said, it's easy to sit up here and say, look, they need to do this and this and this different. They got to throw the fastballs more, but look, at the end of the day, they got to throw more strikes. They got to get ahead early in counts. They got to get strike 1. And if you're throwing your quote-unquote best pitch, but it's not a strike, why does it matter?
Buehler's 101st pitch is a fastball fouled back by Ronald Acuna, and it's 0-1. I was talking to some of the people with the Braves before the game, and they feel a lot of the same emotions that we and Red Sox fans feel. 0-1. Buehler throws. Acuna takes high. And that is, this is a team that's made the playoffs 7 years in a row. They're loaded. They had aspirations. I said to them, I'll talk to you in 2 months. This team is good. They're loaded. They got veteran players. Here's a pitch that misses outside. And here's the other thing. In Acuna, they have a total unicorn, and I feel like he's going to win them 15 games on his own from now to the end of the season. He's that good. 2-1. Buehler on the first base side. Throws. Acuna takes a ball. Hopping around in the box. And it's 3-1.
Well, Spencer Strider hasn't been right either. I mean, he's 0-3, 0-4 with a pretty high ERA.
They were supposed to start him tomorrow, but they skip him for Bryce Elder against Crochet. 3-1. That's a strike on the outside corner, and the home plate umpire forgets how many strikes there are. He just rung Acuna up.
He tried to play it off. He threw his hand up to call him on, and then he called the strike and pointed at Buehler.
How about another one? 3-2. Runner goes. The pitch inside, ball 4. Not the best moment.
That might be it for Walker.
And it is. Here comes Alex Cora. Well, Walker gave the Red Sox 106 pitches, but he got hit really hard today. 10 hits. Command was not good. And he would be the first to tell you he needs to be better than he was today. 5-0 Braves, bottom 6, 2 down. Who else? Brendan Bernardino's coming out of the bullpen after this on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Gives you a chance to check out all the great Ford SUV offers at buyfordnow.com. You'll find special deals on the award-winning Ford SUV lineup that you won't see advertised anyplace else. Whether you plan to buy from your Ford dealer's inventory or custom order your new SUV, visit buyfordnow.com and see how much you can save. And then see your New England Ford dealers for your new SUV.
With McValue at McDonald's, you don't just get deals on the drinks, you get deals on McDonald's drinks. So when you're breaking a sweat, embrace the chill without breaking the bank. And when your crew is running on empty, keep your wallet full while refreshing the squad.
Don't just pass the vibe check. Ace it with drinks like Coke Zero, Dr. Pepper, or any size soft drink for $1.39. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Arbella Insurance has been doing business in the New England community for over 35 years. They're your friends, your neighbors, and fellow Boston fans. They do the wave at the ballpark together and get stuck in the same Sturo Drive traffic. At Arbella, being your neighbor helps them provide you with the commute to drive, live, or run a business in this part of the country we call home. Arbella, here for Boston fans, here for good.
Well, Brennan Bernardino, it is a day that ends in Y, so he's on the mound for the Red Sox. This is getting absolutely insane for Bernardino.
Yeah, every time I see Bernie now, I just tell him good luck because I know he's going to pitch that day.
I mean,
he loves it, though. He said, I'll throw it every day.
Listen, and he's got a rubber arm, and he's up for it. It's better than being in AAA. But again, you go back to May 16th, and it is unreal how often he's pitched. Here's Drake Baldwin, left-handed hitter. Runners think about it. They don't go. A ground ball to second. Campbell's got it. One pitch burning. Does the job. That's should be it for him. Take a ice bath, hot tub, sauna, whatever you need, Bernie. Go to the 7th inning, 5-0 Atlanta on the Shaws and Star Market. WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Prepare for juicy house-smoked meats so good you'll lick other people's fingers. Hot off the grill sizzling specialties so mouth-watering you'll want to bid. And so many sauce stains you'll have your dry cleaner on speed dial. At Smoky Bones, we're throwing down for National Barbecue Month. Celebrate with the Bones Big Duo for just $14.99. That's an app and an entree combo for under $15. You're gonna need a bigger napkin, my friend. Smoky Bones, the masters of meat.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. you receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable. Because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
At Purdy, we've been handcrafting paintbrushes for 100 years with a commitment to quality that runs through everything we make. Like our newest products, the Pole Plus, made for secure control and durability. The Altitude Roller Cover that produces an incredibly smooth finish. And the Pro Extra High Capacity Brush, designed to hold more paint. Increasing productivity with every innovation for 100 years and running. Purdy, the #1 brand preferred by pros. 2024 In Paint Magazine Brand Preference Survey. Brush and roller categories, May-June issue.
Jones and Keefe.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Marcelo Meyer to lead it off for the Red Sox. In this top of the 7th inning, it has not gone well. 5-0 Atlanta. Braves 10 hits, the Red Sox 4. 7th inning brought to you by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Attorneys. Pitch to Marcelo, strike on the outside corner. Jeffrey Glassman is Boston's go-to injury attorney for over 30 years. You've been hurt in a car work accident, you got to get Glassman. Marcelo takes low.
Bernardino's done in 16 games this month.
Yeah.
What?
That does not sustain. And a lot of them, by the way, in the last 15 days. Marcelo drives one down the left field line and a foul ball. He thought he had extra bases.
It did miss by much. About 10 feet in front of the fence, that 335 sign down there in the corner, and that was about a foot foul. You're trying to figure out this song.
I mean, it is the Jeopardy song, but I don't know why they're doing it. Maybe that he's taking a little extra time to get back into the box. Boom.
They're trolling him a little bit, I think.
Whatever. He can do whatever he wants. 1-2 to Marcelo. Schwellenbach about to throw his 93rd pitch. And it is outside. Good take there by Meyer. 2-2. You'd love to get a couple across here. Make this thing a game down the home stretch. 5-0 Braves. Pitch. Marcelo hard on the ground foul. This is his third look at Schwellenbach. Marcelo's twice struck out. He's having a tough weekend here in Atlanta.
Welcome to the big leagues.
No kidding. 2-2. Pitch. Outside. 3-2.
It's so easy for everyone to say, well, we call up the kids and they're going to save the year, save the season. Well, I'll tell you what, there's still a learning curve here from AAA to the big leagues.
3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch is lined into left field. That's a base hit.
That's great. That's a beautiful 2-strike swing. That's making an adjustment after his last couple at bats. He's felt himself late on fastballs a lot. On the line that was just foul, it would have been a double. He was late on. Gets 97 over the heart of the plate right there and just hits a line drive to left. That is a textbook swing.
Let's see if the Red Sox can keep it going. Here's Abraham Toro. He's 1 for 2 today. 5-0 at the pitch. That's called a strike. I don't think it should have been. That's one of the rare misses of the night. Home plate umpire Phil Cuzzy. I mean, that has to be a ball. Schwellenbach does not need help in that way. 0-1 to Toro. Pitch is fouled off on the third base side. And you've been in these boxes so many times, Will. That first pitch that's missed, it changes the whole deal. And he's now a little bit more aggressive, more in swing mode. 0-2 now with Meyer at first. Pitch is swung on and missed. Awkward there with a fastball. I guess he was looking for off speed. He's late, and it's 1 away.
Yeah, but looking for the split right there is with the fastball up. Just get a little bit of a sword there for strike 3.
11 strikeouts for Schwellenbach, and he's done. He's thrown 99 pitches, and Brian Snitker is coming out. Well, this Braves bullpen has not been great. See if the Red Sox can cash it in. They trail 5-0. It's the top of the 7th inning. Story due up next against the new Braves pitcher after this. on the Shaws and Star Market, WEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
During this call to the bullpen, your New England Ford dealers remind you that this is the perfect time to check out all their great Ford truck offers at buyfordnow.com. You'll find special deals on Ford F-150, built Ford tough and smarter than ever. The legendary Super Duty, our most capable heavy-duty pickup, and the turbocharged Ranger, ready for your next adventure. Visit buyfordnow.com and see why now's the time to buy or lease your new Ford truck.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, holdings, or any kind of real estate.
Dicebell Hernandez, who's been really shaky for the Braves of late, comes on. Brian Snitker trying to get him right. They want this guy to be their 8th inning high leverage pitcher, but he has not been good. But now with a 5-0 lead and a runner at first, one down, Trevor Story, Dicebell comes on.
Yeah, so Dicebell is a 2-pitch guy. He throws about 60% slider, so he loves the slider. He still averages 98 on his 4-seamer, which comes out pretty hot. That slider is definitely his go-to pitch in most situations.
So if you're Trevor Story here, are you thinking about he's just going to spin one away to start this at-bat, or do you have to be ready
for the
hit?
You have to pick one or the other when a guy throws 100. All right, you can't try to hit both until you get to 2 strikes. So pick one early. Try to sit slider in the zone. If you get fastball, take it.
1 on, 1 out. Trevor takes a hot fastball way up and out of the zone. That one was only 98. That's 1-0.
Yeah, the 4-seamer, he doesn't throw as much, but has success with it. 111 batting average against.
1-0 to Trevor. That's a perfect pitch. Fastball. 97 on the corner, and it's 1-1. What do you think you would have done in this game when everybody throws this hard? Everybody comes out of the bullpen 98 plus. 1-1 is outside slider that missed.
Find God, mostly.
It's incredible what these guys have to do.
Your approach has to be that much better in today's game. And you really have to just dial in on one pitch and cut the plate in half.
2-1. Trevor fouls it off on the first base side out of play. It seems to me, Will, that more than ever, pitch recognition is the thing. Like as soon as you can get it out,
right,
it's the most important thing.
And now they're building these sliders to look just like fastballs out of the hands, and then they're breaking off the plate 17 inches a break at 89, 90 miles an hour. It's a really hard league to hit in right now.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch is right there. Fastball. Well, Trevor was looking for something else. I mean, that is 98 in the middle of the plate.
Yeah.
And that, again, Will, even though he's had a big, deep line drive and a homer last night, that is a hitter caught in between, isn't it?
Yeah, look, he hit the slider out yesterday, and in that at bat, he gets 4 fastballs.
Here's Christian Campbell. Meyer at first, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Well, this kid's going to see sliders until he lays off them. I mean, the adjustment has been made. It's fastballs in and sliders away. It's 0-1 to Campbell. His average is down to 228. Throw to first, but Meyer back in.
Yeah, it's really been amazing to see how the faucet just turned off, both for Story and Campbell. Now, Campbell is more the league adapting to him.
Here's a pitch that's another beauty. Slider. You can't throw it better than that. It's 0-2.
It's more interesting to see how it completely flipped with Story, because he was hitting line drives all over the place, hitting with 2 strikes, and then it's just like someone flipped the switch.
0-2. Strike 3 called, should not have been. But either way, Campbell is gone. Dicebell Hernandez does the job. And at the stretch in Atlanta, it is 5-0 Braves in the Shaws and Star Market. WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Sometimes when life brings you change, you also have to change your health coverage. Like when you're having a baby or getting married. or turning 26 and aging off your parents' plan, or even when you're no longer covered by insurance you had through your job. At HealthSource RI, we can help you change coverage to keep up with these life changes and others. Learn about all the life events and changes that may qualify you for health coverage at healthsourceri.com.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
20% off sunglasses from Shade Precision Eyewear. Hurry over to SeeBetterPlayBetter.com and use promo code SPRING. See better and play better with Shade. That's SeeBetter.com. Promo code SPRING.
Lowe's knows you want the best for Dad. This Father's Day, help him take on any project with big deals on DeWalt. Right now, get a free XR8 amp-hour battery when you buy select DeWalt tools. That's not all. Get up to 2 free select tools when you buy a select DeWalt 20-volt max battery kit. Maximum initial battery voltage measured without a workload is 20 volts. Nominal voltage is 18.
This is Alex Cora. You are listening to the home of the Red Sox, WEEI.
Bottom of the 7th inning, Nick Berti is on for the Red Sox. Called up with Liam Hendricks on the injured list. It is 5-0 Braves. Ozuna 2 for 3 against Buehler, who's done. The pitch, strike on the inside corner. Bernardino threw 1 pitch, and that feels like an easy day for him.
Yeah, I'd say so.
We should invite him to the steakhouse tonight. The 0-1 pitch, chopper foul outside of third. I love Brennan Bernardino. He is exactly what you want.
You know we're not allowed to fraternize with the players. Will Fleming. We're not allowed to be in the same room as those guys. They're not worthy.
Went to Dave Chappelle with Bernie last year. The 0-2 pitch is fouled back to the screen.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He's awesome. Both Chappelle and Bernie. But I mean, you know, Brennan has had this long and winding road. That should play the Beatles when Bernardino takes the mound. I'm going to talk to the organist here. They should get into that. He just has this perspective that's so refreshing. 0-2. Swing and a foul. Narvaez just can't quite hang on to it. He doesn't care what you ask him to do. So often he just answers the bell.
Yep.
And he lost his grandmother this year. He's got a great sense of perspective, a father of 2. He's so easy to root for. 0-2. Pitch is strike 3 call on the outside corner. Not a strike, but Phil Cuzzy says so. Ozuna goes around Phil Cuzzy. Now that's a veteran move right there. You're not going to show him up, but he goes behind the back of the home plate umpire and then says, "Poppy, not a strike."
Yeah, I had Joe West tell me one time, he said, "Look, you can talk to me all you want if you don't agree, but don't look at me." Because he doesn't want people to know you're talking to him and disagreeing.
Here's Matt Olson, who takes a ball.
And in my response, not in my first year, it's my 3rd or 4th year in the league, I go, "What if I want people to know I'm disagreeing with you, Joe?" He goes, "So then I'm gonna run you."
Well, partner, 1-0 to Olson. 5-0 Braves in the 7th. The pitch. That's a little low and in. Ball 2. Country cowboy Joe West.
Wild Joe West.
You know, he actually super important for the Boston Red Sox in the playoffs. The Mark Bellhorn home run, the A-Rod slap of the glove. Here's a ground ball on the right side. Campbell's got it. He throws to first in time, 2 away.
So I was talking to Pat Bond about Joe West.
Yeah.
And he said one time he came in the game and he knew he was going to pitch that day regardless because he hadn't thrown in 3 or 4 days. Joe West was behind the plate, and he changed his walkout song to one of Joe West's songs because he does country music. And he said it came on as he's getting to the mound, and Joe West ripped his mask off and just mad-dogged him. He was mad.
Not happy about it.
He thought he was making fun of him.
No. Here's Austin Riley, pitch outside.
Very Jonathan Papelbon. That's just the thing he would do,
What
right?
do you mean? I've just been lifting. I'm good. I just want that walk-up song for me. 5-0 Atlanta in the bottom of the 7th. Pitch. Strike on the outside corner. It reminds me of a great story that Will Clark tells about Angel Hernandez.
Oh, boy.
Where sometime early in his career, Will Clark was hitting, and Angel Hernandez was the home plate umpire. 1-1 to Austin Riley. 5-0 Braves in the 7th. The pitch is a little outside, and a pitch way outside was called a strike against Will. And he said, Angel, is that as far out as it goes? Angel said, yep. Next pitch, further out, called a strike. 2-1 to Austin Riley. That is a strike on the outside corner, 2-2. You're not supposed to start stories with 2 strikes, but here we go. Anyway, that night, Will, who is a volcano, I mean, he erupted many times in his career. In that moment, he decided, I'm just going to let it go. I'll leave it alone with Angel Hernandez. 2-2 to Austin Riley. The pitch from Birdie is fouled back to the screen. That night, they're at the bar. Will Clark looks over, and Angel Hernandez is on the far end. And he says to the waitress, I'm just going to get that guy's tab. $50, whatever, 5-6 beers. He said from that time forward, he never got a pitch called off the plate as a strike in his entire career. 2-2. Here's a line shot to short, caught by Story. I thought he got it in the air. He throws to first anyway, and the inning is over. So what do I need to do to get you?
Drinks. And analysts, please.
Woodford coming right up. We go to the 8th inning. 5-0 Braves in the Shaws and Star Market. WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
20% off sunglasses from Shadon Precision Eyewear. Hurry over to SeeBetterPlayBetter.com and use promo code SPRING. See better and play better with Shadon. That's SeeBetterPlayBetter.com. Promo code SPRING.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
I'm Jenna Fisher. And I'm Angela Kinsey. And together we have the podcast Office Ladies. Just because we finished rewatching The Office does not mean we're going anywhere. Every Wednesday we'll be sharing even more exclusive stories from The Office and our friendship with brand new guests. Plus, you can revisit all the Office Ladies rewatch episodes every Monday with new bonus every episode.
So follow and listen to Office Ladies on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Parents, is your child ready to take their game to the next level? If so, listen to the Next Pitch podcast to give you the tools to raise a champion. We'll cover everything from nutrition to training to mental toughness. Follow Next Pitch on the Odyssey app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hart, Fitzy, and Johnson.
Weekdays 2 to 6.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
On we go into the 8th inning. Cedon Rafaela to lead off, then Jaron Duran and Rafi Devers in the Herb Chambers batting order. Which in this inning is brought to you by Herb Chambers Sprinter Bands of Somerville and Peabody. Cedon has struck out in single. Lee continues in the game, and he fires. Pitch that swung on and missed. Good slider, and it's 0-1 to Cedon. Stay tuned after the game. The Nissan post-game show. Kickstart your summer with Nissan. Offers going fast at the Nissan Summer Sales Event. Shop your local Nissan store and NissanUSA.com today. 0-1, they place it on to pull on the dirt. Straight up in the outfield. The pitch popped up. Straight back of home plate. Looks like it'll make the seats. And it will. Barely. Just over the screen. 0-2. I think it's going to be a very interesting 7 to 10 days for the Red Sox as they try try to navigate this series with the Braves, go home for a week, and then into New York. The Yankees games tend to generally sort of crystallize seasons for the Sox. 0-2 is down and in.
It's also crazy that first time we're playing New York, the New York Yankees is in June. I know with the new schedule, I get it, but not playing a rival until then.
1-2 to Cedon. The pitch. High fly into left field. And it is going to be caught in front of the warning track by Verdugo. A lazy fly for Cedon, one away.
You don't want to go into New York at the next weekend and be 10 games back.
Well, they're staring down the barrel of that. With a loss tonight and a Yankee win, they'd be 9.5 out. They do have Crochet tomorrow, but the Yankees continue their series tonight in Chavez Ravine. 5-0 pitch to Duran is a strike on the outside corner. The more we talk about Devers and Story and all these people, I remain totally convinced that this offense goes only where Jarren Duran leads them.
It feels that way.
0-1 outside. And it's been a lot of ground balls here in Atlanta. Weak contact. It's like he was dialed in, but 3 times today he's rolled over and grounded to second. 1-1 the pitch. That's a beauty. Fastball on the corner. 1-2.
Yeah, and starting to show some frustration too after his last ground out. He gets through first base and throws the helmet on the ground in frustration, and we haven't really seen that much. But you know how much Jarren puts on his shoulders because he does know how important he is to this team, and this team's struggling right now, and he's not doing anything to help. Not today.
Pitch. Shot into left field. Verdugo, though, has it lined up. That's a more encouraging swing from Duran, but they're 2 away. Big savings are sizzling at Shaw's and Star Market right now. Pick up value pack T-bone or New York strip steak, lamb loin chops, bone in, $7.97 a pound. When you use the digital coupon, limit 2. Shaw's and Star Market, the official supermarket, Red Sox Radio Network. Totally anemic offense so far today for the Red Sox. 5 hits, no runs. Here's Raffy with 2 down, the bases empty. They're going to hit for Abreu with Ref Snyder, who's on deck. No action in the Braves bullpen. The pitch to Devers. Wow. Swinging a foul back to the screen, and it's 0-1. Anyway, I just think in the next week or two, it's going to be a real crossroads for the Red Sox. Roster, who plays where, who comes up, who goes down. The 0-1, Devers fouls it off, and that took a bite out of the catcher, Baldwin, in the worst possible spot. I mean, that is a foul ball that hits him dead on. No thank you. Ouch. And I think with the Red Sox the way that they are right now, it's sort of the worst place you can be in terms of the young guys, where you got some you think should come up and some you think might need to go down. It's an unenviable position for Craig Breslow, who met with the media before the game today.
When that calendar turns to June, you start thinking, okay, how do we attack the end of July? And you start saying, all right, well, we're a lot of games back here. And unless we have a real hot next month and a half, what does this team look like in August?
0-2 to Raffy.
I hate talking about that, but we're getting to that point.
It's where the team is. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Fastball 96, inning over. Bottom 8 next. 5-0 Braves in the Shaw's and Star Market. WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
I'm Jordan Robinson, host of the new podcast, The Women's Hoop Show. Each episode, I'll be joined by a rotating group of women's basketball experts to talk WNBA, college hoops, the new Unrivaled League, and the shifting landscape of the sport. The game is growing, and so are we. Listen to and follow the Women's Hoop Show and Odyssey podcast, available now for free on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Parents, is your child ready to take their game to the next level? If so, listen to the Next Pitch podcast to give you the tools to raise a champion. We'll cover everything from nutrition to training to mental toughness. Follow Next Pitch on the Odyssey app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Captid Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
We're right back to the Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Nick Burdi continues in the game for the Red Sox as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Ozzie Albidoff, and he grounds a foul outside of first. It is 5-0 Atlanta. Sox took game 1, 5-1. Here, a run in the first inning off of Walker Buehler, then 4 in the fourth, highlighted by a 2-run blast by Ronald Acuna. The one is fouled back to the screen, 0-2.
Well, Nick Burdi's going into a second inning thinking, all right, I got a pitch to stay in the big leagues, because if I throw too many pitches here, they're going to replace me with a fresh arm.
It's just the state of the bullpen these days.
Yeah. So he needs a quick one here if he wants to stay.
1-2. That pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. That's a quick start to this inning. Nice slider. Albi's good. And there's one away.
Surprised we have not seen more of Cooper as well this year. Needing innings and needing guys out of the pen who can cover multiple innings. Unfortunately, I guess there's been more leverage situations for this bullpen than anybody in baseball, so that's probably why.
Alex Verdugo lines one into the gap in left center field. Duran back into his left. He can't get it. Hops off the grass, then the dirt, and then into the outfield wall. It's a one-out double for Alex Verdugo. You know, Cooper Criswell was not that sharp in spring training.
Right.
And I think the one thing that the Red Sox do believe, he started the game yesterday for Worcester, is that he is better in an opening role than he is coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah.
History has proven that.
I agree with that. Yeah, I don't mean they were looking for him to be a leverage guy, but just a guy in games like this to cover multiple innings. But Newcomb was kind of that guy.
No, that's exactly it. Here's Michael Harris, the second who takes strike one. I think the fact that Newcomb made the club without options
for sure
changed Cooper's trajectory this year. Now that Sean is gone, I do think the last 3-4 months of the season we'll see a bunch of Cooper Criswell. 0-1 to Harris. 5-0 Braves in the 8th. Pitch is a little outside.
And look, no one wants to be the mop-up guy because that means you're the guy they see with less stuff. But you're very important to a team to keep those important arms fresh.
There's no doubt about it. It might not be the most glamorous job, but it's super important.
We saw Newcomb come on and throw 98 pitches in a game in relief.
1-1 is new backstop. Narvaez plays the carom, but not in time for Verdugo to get over to third. The results of our poll from the New England Chevy dealers question of the day at Sox booth. Aside from Chapman and Slayton, what's the key to the Sox bullpen? 59% say Garrett Whitlock. I tend to agree. Get a closer look at Chevy's award-winning lineup at your New England Chevy dealers. Exciting offers, too, on the powerful Silverado. Hey, a line drive to second. What a grab by Christian Campbell on one hop. He dives to his, makes the play. That saves a run. He throws to first. That was a hot shot by Michael Harris, and they're 2 away.
Holy smokes. I mean, that ball is a slider over the plate. Just full extension from Christian Campbell to get to this ball. You have to have such quick instincts and reaction to knock this ball down. It's a great play to save a run.
So now Luke Williams. Birdie throws. Strike on the outside corner. 5-0 Atlanta. Here's the pitch. And it's a strike on the outside corner.
And get back to Whitlock a little bit, just based off of that pole. He looked much better yesterday. Not necessarily the secondary pitches, but he found his fastball a little bit more yesterday and leaned on it more, which was nice.
Carlos Narvaez made him do so. 1-1 pitch, strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, we saw Witt shake to change-ups a few times and spike them in the dirt, and Narvaez would get him back on that fastball. We've seen him when he's at his best. The fastball is very effective.
1-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Good slider. So Birdie strands Al Verdugo at third. And to the 9th inning we go. 5-0 Braves in the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
There are two types of golfers, those that can hit solid golf shots wearing sunglasses and those that wish they could. Shaden Precision Eyewear is all about better vision and better golf. If you're lacking confidence to wear sunglasses while hitting golf shots, go to seebetterplaybetter.com and learn why so many tour players and their caddies have switched to the Shaden brand. Use the code SPRING to get 20% off and a 30-day money-back guarantee. That's seebetterplaybetter.com and the code SPRING to see the golf course like you've never seen it before.
Arbella Insurance has been doing business in the New England community for over 35 years. They're your friends, your neighbors, and fellow Boston fans. They do the wave at the ballpark together and get stuck in the same Sturo Drive traffic. At Arbella, being your neighbor helps them provide you with the coverage you need to drive, live, or run a business in this part of the country we call home. Arbella, here for Boston fans, here for good.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
More Boston sports opinion, more often. Just download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Rafael Montero is on for the Atlanta Braves. Wilyer Abreu to lead it off. Stay tuned for the Nissan post-game show after this ball game. Kickstart your summer with Nissan. Abreu digs in. Offers going fast of the Nissan Summer Sales Event. Shop your local Nissan store, nissanusa.com. Abreu is 1 for 3, and he fouls the fastball straight back to the screen for strike one. .254, 13 homers for Wilyer. Boy, could they use him to get hot again. The 0-1 way outside with a fastball from Rafael Montero. He's got a big arm, and it's 1-1. 4.42 ERA. He's getting work here today, and Abreu, again, he's just going to see fastballs over and over again. It's 1-2.
Yeah, until he can prove different. I mean, that's the big leagues for you. Once there's a book, they attack any deficiency you have in your game until you make that adjustment.
No runs, 5 hits, an error, and 5 left for the Sox. 5-11-0-7 for Atlanta. 1-2. Montero throws, and Wilyer takes outside. Updated box score brought to you by the Mass Lottery. They celebrate the game we love, from the baseball diamond to the lottery games that support all our 351 cities and towns. Mass Lottery, welcome to the state of winning. 2-2. Abreu fouls it off. How did people try to get you out throughout your career? Well, I mean, what was the book on you?
I generally would hit the fastball well, right? And I would not overextend, but I would be aggressive on fastballs. And if you threw it, I would hammer it.
2-2.
So hard sliders.
High fastball. So you saw that a lot.
Hard sliders. I had to make that adjustment. And as I got later in my career, the adjustment started being, made a little better just because I started to see the game a little differently. I was able to slow the game down.
3-2. Abreu skies one into center field. Harris back at the warning track. At the wall, he will square up and make the play. High fly. Just missed by Abreu. And there's one away.
Good swing there. And just like Trevor Story earlier, just missed homer to center. Unfortunately, 5-0 game. You're going to need a lot more than that.
Fanned 11.
Oh, he was good. He was really good.
15 strikeouts by Red Sox hitters today. Actually, 14, I beg your pardon. Here's Narvaez. Strike on the inside corner. 18 strikeouts last night. Ronald Acuna, meanwhile, is out in right field with his jersey half button and shooting hoops, playing games in right field. 0-1. Why not? 5-0 Braves. Here's a fastball outside. It's not conventional. You don't love it necessarily, but he's one of the great stars in the whole game. And that's why, Will, I really think this Braves team is so different than any of the others that are struggling to start the year. The 1-1 swing and a miss. Slider, and it's 1-2.
Well, yeah, and talking to guys who have played for Snicker, too, it's like he's an old-school manager, but he lets guys be themselves. Yeah. To your point with Acuna, right? Have all these bright yellow pads and shoes and chains and
1-2 fouled off.
How often do you go out to a little league park to like a 10? Guys are dressed just like Ronald Acuna Jr.
Every kid wants to be him.
He's one of the faces of the game, and these merchandise companies and they love him because they're selling whatever he wears.
1-2 pitch. Ground ball to short. Williams has got it. He throws to first in time, 2 down. And, Will, I'm all for it. By the way, you're the only human being that I've ever known. You just be taking an Uber to the ballpark. You're showing me a picture, and up on your phone, a text from Mike Trout pops up. But, Mike Trout is one of the all-time great players, but he is not Acuna.
No.
And that's neither good nor bad. Here is Marcelo Meyer. The pitch is popped up down the left field line, drifting out toward the foul part, and the third baseman, Rowley, almost makes a play, but it is bouncing in front of him. The Red Sox stay alive. Again, this is not a commentary on Mike Trout, but the sport does need star players who are willing to lean into branding and social media and all these things, and Acuna is every bit of that.
Oh, for sure. And the thing with both of those guys is you want to keep them on the field, and they've both missed so much time over the last few years. With Acuna with the ACLs and Trout with multiple different injuries that have kept him on the IL, and you need these star players on the field. But to your point, Acuna is that guy to market.
0-1 to Meyer. Foul ball. The Red Sox are down to their last strike. Mike Trout does not need to play another game. He's going to Cooperstown. And I think that Ronald Acuna is going to join him there.
Yeah, and it's just Trout's one of those guys I think we're going to look back and say, man, what if he was healthy more? He still had a great career, and you just wish he had been healthy more.
Well, and I wish that he'd been on better teams, because I think the country got robbed of seeing him in the biggest spots.
No doubt. One playoff series in his career? 2014?
To his credit, he made the choice. He wanted to stay in Anaheim. He signed the long-term extension, and we all sort of bemoan the nature of the game these days where everybody wants to get the most money, go to the biggest markets. He did not choose that. But I think baseball has lost a little bit without Mike Trout in the biggest spotlight. 0-2 to Marcelo is a high fly into left center field. Harris and Verdugo come together. Verdugo's there to make the play. And the ball game is over. Red Sox wiped out in Atlanta 5-0. Dominant start by Schwellenbach, and absolutely nothing going offensively for the Sox. They've split the first two. Chance with Crochet to win the series tomorrow. Nissan postgame show next on the Shaws and Star Market. WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
There are two types of golfers, those that can hit solid golf shots wearing sunglasses and those that wish they could. Shadon Precision Eyewear is all about better vision and better golf. If you're lacking confidence to wear sunglasses while hitting golf shots, go to SeeBetterPlayBetter.com and learn why so many tour players and their caddies have switched to the Shadon brand. Use the code SPRING to get 20% off and a 30-day money-back guarantee. That's SeeBetterPlayBetter.com and the code SPRING to see the golf course like you've never seen it before.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
All right, everybody, it's here. The March to Spring Training and Opening Day is officially upon us. Hey, I'm Rob Bradford from Baseball Isn't Boring, and we'll have you covered every single day with instant reactions to late-breaking signings, determining which players are, yes, truly in the best shape of their lives, and behind-the-scenes stories from all the excitement and intrigue that spring training brings. Follow Baseball Isn't Boring in the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Parents, is your child ready to take their game to the next level? If so, listen to the Next Pitch podcast to give you the tools to raise a champion. We'll cover everything from nutrition to training to mental toughness. Follow Next Pitch on the Odyssey app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
This is the Nissan Postgame Show. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
Well, the Red Sox shut out for the first